I'm starting the stream, by the way.
It was.
Okay.
We asked Jeremy, do we
thank
see
you.
where it landed? And he's like, nope, not at all.
But then we were like, did we see
And
a
we're like, did it look
direction?
like it went into the sky? And, yeah, I don't know.
Did we flatten human nest?
Oh yeah, what direction did we? Oh no, we pushed it toward the mountains of Jinsei.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Northward.
Northward.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of north from where you're at.
Yes.
So
Oh, so
Yeah.
we're on the south side of that.
I mean, we're
road.
yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
We've rescued somebody.
Let's start with a little bit of recap. Who wants to give us a recap of last session? Kara, you seemed like you were totally on top. No, you were super sick and don't want to try to remember things. Okay,
Please.
somebody else?
I think we started the session in the totally not a space base.
Yes.
Huddled down amongst the shadow creatures,
Right.
where one of us had just gone around and discovered people from the outpost that was there, a survivor
Yes. One of the two astromancers.
who was one of the two astromancers who was gleefully and very loudly excited to see another survivor.
Civ, one of the few
Civ.
things I wrote down was that person's name.
Sid was super excited to see us, and then we did the rest of us did a mad but successful scramble through the shadow creatures up over into the light.
Mm-hmm.
There was a cave because we were there to retrieve a power source. Well, we determined we were there and needed to retrieve a power source to power the return trip. Is what Civ told us, I think. Did Civ tell us that?
Yes.
So we go into the cave. There are lots of shenanigans and light puzzles and falling stalactites and stalactites that want to turn us into stalagmites.
At some point,
We-
stalagmites and stalactites diverged based off of human clothing.
We kind of seemed like we just kind of hopped, skipped, and jumped right through the dungeon there until we got to the end, and there was a deep, dark shadow, and we were thoughtfully considering what to do with it, and
Well, 3 out of 4 of you were
a
thoughtful.
majority of the party was thoughtfully considering what to do with it, and a dissenting voice jumped in, grabbed it, and got stabbed in the gut and almost one-shot by a doomy dagger.
Yeah.
In Erwin's defense, he thought the conversation had resolved.
I think maybe an Urza's defense was like, ooh, shadowy Twilight stuff.
Maybe.
Was the dagger
And
the
in
thing we
Erwin's
needed
previous
to?
defense,
Yeah.
he really thought he'd have a lot more time in Featherfall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes,
I
even
did.
before.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in the previous.
You
In
never drunk
Erwin's
a Featherfall
previous
competition.
defense, entering a fighting competition sounded like a really fun idea.
Mm-hmm.
And in his previous defense,
And-
Did you win the fighting competition?
Well, all of
That
these
seems
things-
to work out.
Literally,
That
all
seems
of
to
these
work
things did eventually work out for Erwin.
out. Yes.
Yeah, but before that, it was looking at the Gorgon. In
Gorgon.
in
Well, no, the fighting was
so
first,
far-
the Gorgon was second, wasn't it?
No, I think
No.
the
Because we
Gorgon
lost
was
out,
first.
the Gorgon was like later.
No, I think it was like one of the first things you guys
The
did.
Gorgon
It
was
was
the
the very
first.
first
Yeah,
thing.
I recall you got like churros or something, and
Oh,
you
yeah, I did
and you
churros.
went and did the
Uh-huh.
fortune teller.
So
I
Charles
got
knows
your-
funnel
I got-
cake.
Funnel
Funnel
cake,
cake.
sorry, yes,
I got
funnel
funnel
cake.
cake for everybody.
Please, Jeremy, get the details
Nice.
right.
I'm sorry.
Very important.
Jeez.
The
I
lore.
should be more on top of these things. I am the master of the dungeon after all.
I mean, look, you could pour one through the Forpole statue there if you wanted.
Formal
Yes.
is just a giant funnel.
Well, that's what I originally said was that it's like a funnel cake. That was how I described it, and so
I think
that's why
that's
it was.
why funnel cake
Yeah,
was.
it made sense. It was like
on our
purple
mind.
shaped funnel cakes being sold at the Devouring Festival.
Uh,
It's totally on brand. Okay, so picking up where Jofin left off there, Erwin stumbles into the shadows, gets stabbed, and then you'd encountered an NPC there. Do you remember the NPC?
Wait, where he gets stabbed?
Yeah, in the area where he was stabbed. There was
Yeah,
somebody
it was
there.
that guy with
So-
the blonde hair who was the most beautiful man in the entire world, who was in
Yes.
Well,
This
according-
is,
Oh, yeah.
but quite a talented astromancer.
Yes.
Yes, the other one.
Till.
Till.
I wrote down 3 names, and that's about it.
I'm just curious, what was the third name you wrote down?
Peter?
Oh, yes, Peter. Yes.
It was his birthday?
Yes, it was Peter's birthday. Pour one out for Peter. Poor
Yeah.
Peter. I want to do something real quick on this. Flip horizontally? Yes, there. Now my left is my left and my right is my right. But now it also says Jeremy backwards. Fuck it. Oh man, no, that looks awful. Sorry, I gotta go back. It says Retsam Nyognud, which is Dungeon Master backwards.
Oh, I was trying to pronounce Jeremy backwards in my head. I was like, Emerge?
Emerge. I'm your dungeon man. I'm your Retsam Nugnudge. Emerge. That sounds like either a Star Wars name or a Dune name. I'm not quite sure. So you got the MacGuffin, right? And Till was there. Beautiful, beautiful Till. And what was? Do you remember some of the dramatic things that were going on in that encounter? You were trying to get away.
It was more powerful than any of our light spells. It would just immediately consume them. And so all of our defenses were slowly getting taken away, making everything dangerous.
Yep.
Although we did have a lucky thing where there was a light spell on the sword, wasn't it?
That wasn't luck. That was.
Yeah, that was
A
Irwin.
hope that it would destroy the shadow creature.
Well, I mean, it was. To be fair, I was making contact, and I didn't even have to use my hands.
Yes. Pokemon, no hands.
Cast
It's a
light
touch
from my
spell.
guts.
Which did work outside, and all of our light spells helped us avoid a lot of tiny creatures that we might have had to fight otherwise before we got to.
Now, there was one thing that I feel like no one's mentioned yet, but it was a real hoot.
Yes,
Flying out of
the
the dark?
fact that the summoning owls was way, way OP.
Oh yes, that's right, the owls. Which,
Thanks again for that.
yeah, you summoned them, but thought I did.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, mechanically, Jory summoned them. Role-playing wise, Jory has no idea where the owls came from and thought
Yeah.
Illyrium, the druid, must have summoned the owls.
Clearly.
We also had some great use of an immovable rod to help climb up and down
Very much.
on the thing. That was great, and we did not lose the rod like was possible given situations. Also, I want to, because it's going to immediately become narratively important, I would like to point out that this thing in the shadows that was exuding the shadows,
Ooh, Vitor's new friends.
yes, seemed to
Yes, that's right.
confused about what Vitor was doing. Anybody remember the details on that?
Why would, I mean, really convinced that Vitor brought him a gift of
Yes.
a really nice blood source that was exactly what it needed. And kept being very chatty with Vitor.
Mm-hmm.
And seemed to think that there was
Yeah.
something
Yes, we had a past,
cohesive, a past between them.
which I really just don't.
Oh, that's very interesting. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I felt betrayed. I clearly brought him a gift, and we'd see each other later and continue this civil discussion we were having.
Yes.
And he really
Was that
did
something that the
seem-
rest of us heard, or was that just something?
Yeah, everyone. It was at the table.
Oh, yeah.
He seemed to
Okay.
feel like the rest of us were pretty much just annoyances. Wasn't it really attacking Vitor at all.
Yeah.
Mostly just wanted Terry's blood and
Did
was doing
not
stuff to
attack me.
prevent- Didn't attack you at all.
Yeah, that hadn't struck me as weird at the time.
Of course, to be fair, I don't really think you attacked him either.
I certainly tried to.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
Whoops!
Just can't quite hit him. Weird.
Roll the 2 again, huh?
Oops. I wonder
Where you
if
started
there's
after
some
checking the die to see if they rolled as badly as they claimed to. Did you really roll a 2?
Just can't seem to hit him.
Man, I might do that for one of my characters if I ever play.
That's right, the Echo Caster was familiar feeling.
So you guys get out of there. You steal the thing from the dude with the owls as a big part of this. DM was not prepared for so many owls and so much light, but it was still a fun encounter. You guys get out of there in record freaking speed. However, it was very much on your tail. As you get back to the deployment point of the Echocaster, and Till and Sif, mostly Till, managed to inverse the polarity and do some other techno jargon to get the Echocaster to go from blow to suck, and you arrive back in the Feywild while you're watching this darkness now coming through space at massive speed in the direction of where you guys are standing. Frantically, Jory, I think it was, had an idea of could we use another source to redirect it or whatever based off of your experimentations that you'd had earlier, and it's well, if you have some sort of powerful conjuration magic, which you did in artifact form, which I did not actually know you had, but it was great. And
you gave it to us.
I did not give it to you.
You ran a
found
blue
it.
table.
Yes.
And the blue table gave it to us. Yes.
Was that the fire elemental
Mhm.
summoning
Yeah.
gem?
Yeah, the gem that summons the fire elemental. You just dusted that thing and it worked. After the NPC rolled great, although you guys were helping him a ton. And you basically see this thing coming shooting out of space in your direction and just boom, making a complete beeline somewhere far to the north. And I believe catching your breath back in the paraboloid structure of the Echocaster, the massive Echocaster at the Cerulean Outpost, is where we are beginning today's session. There is a moment of pause, right? Maybe you're looking on in disbelief. Maybe you're trying to figure out what the heck just happened. But so much has happened in the last hour or two that this moment of reprieve feels good in your lungs, right? It feels like a moment of rest. But it does not last very long because Till walks over to Vitor, to Drophin, and punches you in the shoulder. Not like he's trying to hurt you, but just
Friendly
what
fight.
was that?
What was what?
Brought him a gift?
I don't know what he was talking. He was clearly confused.
Yeah,
Did it look like I gave him a gift?
I don't know. You guys showed up here way after we did, and this crazy
You
person
stabbed my friend.
walked
I
right
rescued
into
my friend, and we departed.
Whoa.
We were actually sent here to find out what happened to you all.
Yeah,
We didn't even know what this
we're the
thing
rescue
was.
party. Are you no longer stuck at the edge of the cosmos up there?
So on the one hand, yes, absolutely wonderful. I think it is absolutely amazing what you have done. On the other hand, we almost brought whatever that was back here.
Which we had no idea was up there. We were
Yeah.
literally sent to rescue
Maybe you could have left some notes warning us.
We
read them all.
So it's my fault. What, you just walk around reading all the notes in every place that you go to?
I mean, if you're gonna go confront ancient evil, maybe just leave one in an obvious place.
Did you know that was up there? What was that?
So, okay, so as we mentioned before,
You knew.
I am fairly adept at detecting magical signatures at a distance. Turns out I could use that with the Echocaster, and I was feeling around for stuff. It was just on a lark. I didn't feel anything for a while until I did. And then
And what did you feel?
he glances over at Sif, who kind of demurs a little bit. Well, it was very, very powerful, and we had a long conversation about what we should do in regards to it. And to be honest, our time here at the outpost was probably going to come to an end soon because our coworkers kind of suck. All right, I'm just going to say it. They kind of suck.
Don't you
And
mean
they-
sucked? I think that they're now all dead.
Dead.
Right.
Which, if you've got any insight onto how that may have happened, also good to know.
But we
Wow,
can
you're
get back
really
to the
not making it easy to
original
like you.
topic.
We can put you back.
No, no, no. We just got them back. Let's not open up the portal again to the evil.
Definitely not.
Whatever.
I know, I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure it goes to nowhere now. But
Yeah, basically in the middle of space. Mistakes were made, but they were. I know they were mistakes. I don't think you're not sitting here thinking that we knew that was going to happen. We were just exploring space. We were space explorers.
right, and we were just on a rescue mission, so I think we're all on the same page here of maybe leaping through echo cachers before we really looked or thought. But we're all back here safe now, right? And that's what matters.
I think yes.
You have been heroically rescued.
Oh,
We fought through
man.
shadow creatures. We confronted ancient evil.
It was a pretty ancient evil, probably. I wish we'd learned more about it, especially because it might be here now.
Yeah, it did look like it went somewhere north, didn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe just
Can this
out
equipment
though.
help?
Maybe it's just out.
Out?
Maybe we're just
Yeah,
done now.
in the
I'm
depths
gonna
of
open up
space.
my map, and can I tell like where, if I'm looking at like where we saw it go and what I'm seeing on the map, like where it
Oh,
might
we
have
should
landed.
mark that on the map, like
Yeah.
direction of
Yeah.
potential ancient evil.
Yes, I want to mark it on the map.
And then we should go the other direction.
I
I hear Human Rest has a portal to a different plane.
You love portals.
He always jumps at
Or
the
we
chance.
does.
I think I can do this, but I know you do yellow. So, yes. Roughly due north.
Okay.
I cannot see that. Wow.
You might be colorblind.
Might be.
It's yellow green.
You
They're
can't see
two similar colors.
Kind of. So this direction?
You see, you see part of the line.
Yeah, you're seeing part of the arrow.
Weird.
Oh, you're gonna have to look at this more later. Oh, the camera decides it likes VTOR. All right, so how do I get this thing to? Oh,
Very 3-point arrow.
Super clear.
Completely invisible to me.
So interesting. I'd like to see the color guide.
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah,
Right
later,
now.
later. Sorry,
I
it's
mean,
just
They're very fast. But yes. Later. I think I'm colorblind. I've taken lots of colorblind tests.
And you never saw any of those silly numbers people.
It
do
also
now.
could just be a reflection, because I see great reflect. It's very, very shiny from where I am.
no.
It's really clear to me.
It's super clear.
I mean,
But there's more than one type of.
it is less visible from
color
Terry's
distortion.
angle.
All right. Distractions aside,
Yes.
and yes, we are totally nerds, and this is how nerd sniping occurs. It's like, ooh, there might be something wrong with his eyes. Experiment. Yeah. So that thing is going off in that direction. Illyria, you can mark it on your map to keep a good idea of where it's going. Yeah. What? The scene is yours.
Let's sit down here and take a breath.
Ooh, I like that.
Kind of
Is this what we're doing? Are we jumping into things? Like,
We?
I mean,
We were sent to rescue.
I think
Certainly.
we should be figuring out
I
a
think it all
way
worked out.
back.
it did,
It did.
which I'm grateful for.
We had strong positive evidence that they were through the portal. We had decided to go align the portals, and I fell in completely accidentally. Thank you for coming to rescue me, by the way.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
Not quite. You're welcome. That's my favorite response to thank you. Okay.
oh man. I think that maybe we should take a rest here. It was pretty safe, and we have
Yeah.
our nice dragon friends, and there's
Oh, yes,
Griffins
Weebler
that I
and
think
Snub.
we could,
Yeah.
Weebler and Snub, who also successfully came back with us, thank goodness.
Yes.
And maybe, it seems like the Griffins are tame, perhaps we could have a shorter trip back by borrowing a Griffin or two.
well,
Yeah.
if I might
And then we
make a
get paid.
request,
And then we can go somewhere that I can sing.
if I might make a request, if if this is going to be our pattern, which I'm not necessarily against, maybe thinking would be good. About a return, thinking about a return mostly.
We do need to go report back our absolutely successful conclusion of this venture.
We did
Absolutely.
successfully figure out exactly what happened, and we have 2 survivors.
We purged the research station of giants.
There were giants here?
There was a giant, wasn't there?
There was
No.
a giant
Ogres
and some ogres.
Oh, those must have been new additions because I don't.
Very new.
I believe so. Yes. They
Mhm.
kind of
Oh.
took over.
Oh yeah, over here. It points at the body of Ada that has been gored
Right
by
there.
Victoria's scythe.
And they like were roasting that giant sloth.
Oh no, they killed Fred.
We did our best to save him, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, Fred was always such a dear. I mean, he's a sloth, but he was also a deer.
Such a gentle creature.
10% deer.
Just, if I might make a request, before we head back, when we were in Forple, I received, well, after we left Forple, obviously, because paper, I received a letter from my family, and it seems that my mother is ill. And we're not close, but we're not far from home.
Where's your
And I'll show you on the map.
the Willows?
Would it be all right if we went to visit before we go back to Histonia?
Wouldn't it make sense for us to hop on a griffin, head to Histonia, and take the Moldway? Wouldn't that be the fastest way rather than cutting through the wilderness
Over the mountain.
over the mountain?
Is that a
That's
mountain?
not a mountain. That's actually a clearing.
It's a clearing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big clear.
It is indeed.
Just a thought, because then we can safely deliver these 2. It might be the fastest way, honestly.
Road ways are like
That's
2x
true.
faster, 3x faster, 10x faster.
But if we have mounts that can fly, that might also be quite
I mean,
acceptable.
flying would be pretty fast.
Yeah,
Flying would be amazing.
but would we have to like bed down?
If
Is
we
it
could
far enough
fly,
if
we
we
could
can
fly
fly?
there.
Well, there's the griffins that are tame griffins with saddles and things.
Are they? I don't remember them being tame griffins with saddles.
Sif, Jill, are those griffins tame?
Oh, the griffins. Well, I mean, there's some of them are tamed. Griffins are very difficult to tame, it turns out, and we discovered that the hard way. It was sort of a side hobby of some of the people that were living here. We thought, well, we've heard of it being done, and they seem to be non-threatening to us, and so we sent over some gifts, I guess you could say, and they're intelligent enough to understand that a gift of, a horse or so is something to be appreciated. I think they're easily smarter than crows.
Oh,
That said, I don't know if they're fit for flying per se, unless you're really good with, good with animals, I guess.
I'm pretty good with animals.
Oh.
I don't know that I can say the rest of my party is as well.
I'm surprisingly good with animals.
I mean, it's up to you. I wouldn't do that because I'm pretty sure they would throw me off and I would land in a heap somewhere. But
So there are some of them that are tame, but still only partially tame, maybe? Or-
well, we had a little setup over there where we kept some saddles so they could get used to the smell and the feel of them. And sometimes we would just give them some meat and then put the saddle on them and then take it off. I don't know if any successful ridings actually occurred, but there was some progress in taming them.
I see. Partially tamed.
Yes.
my idea is less good now.
I mean, if we had time to stay here and tame these griffins, that sounds so great to me.
I'm just trying to think of what the actual fastest way to get there would be.
How long did it take us to get here from Forkle, trudging through the
I think it
wilderness?
was 2 days. Yeah, you spent one night in the wilderness.
Yeah.
and then you got there and spent another night at the base of the outpost.
Right,
Okay.
we met one of your characters along the way, didn't we?
Victoria.
Yes.
If we made it back to Forkle and took the Moldway to the Milk Willows, would it be about a wash as opposed to just going across? There is a bridge here.
It would be
which I
much
like.
faster to take them all the way.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's faster, then that's okay with me. I just
What were the other tasks that Estonia had wanted us to potentially do?
They were far away.
Were they
Yeah.
Cerulean Outpost?
They were
One's like
in
Riverdale.
here
Cyprian, yeah.
and
I'm gonna move the camera to try to capture a little bit of this. There's the map. Could you someone point to Cyprian? And
so that's one of the places. It's really an outpost we already did, and then
the outpost, which is down there. And the Jory window.
Closest Stern Clan Ranger Outpost, Nowhere Valley.
Somewhere in the
It
mountains.
was near. Yeah, it was near Ward Peak.
So somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna go,
Yeah, we're
there's
gonna have
no
to go
quick
through
way
the
up
willows.
there, but the Moldway through the Willows looks like it goes up to Cyprian.
Yeah.
So maybe we can report back and try and find a way to go up to Cyprian via the Willows.
Yeah. All right.
There we go. Camera back to the right spot. For half the party. One day I'll have two cameras. We can have the entire party. Um,
Great.
so I think, and Sif kind of scooches over and puts an arm around Tayl's waist. I think we're still going to stay out here. We've been talking it over with your little friends.
We've
We're
learned
not
stuff.
precisely little. It's just that we're normal size for fairy dragons of our type. I just want you to know that. Sure, but you're small compared to me. Fine. But we're probably gonna stay here. There's a lot of more research to be done, and I feel like I don't want to get too excited, but we have sort of, if you put aside all of the suffering, it's been a really major breakthrough for us, and we would like to just study things more, and we'll be more careful, right, Till? Yeah, we'll be careful.
No more jumping into echo casters
Well,
without knowing what's on the
Now
other
that
end.
now that we kind of know what's at stake.
Just
Can you-
logistical questions. Do you have enough supplies here? I mean, you've only been gone 2 weeks and like a bunch of giants and ogres and things moved in.
Oh, that's a good question. I think we'll probably be okay since we have some rations in the ration house that you guys probably missed on your way up. But we occasionally get traders that come by too, and so if we start to run out, we know how to get back to town. It's not like we're going to starve or anything. I appreciate the concern though.
Good. Would you be willing to write us a letter summarizing the most recent research?
I'd love
and
to.
Then we can perhaps deliver it to your employer who was so concerned and
Oh yes,
give
yes,
information.
yes.
They may even resupply you with more
Oh, that's a good thought.
associates depending on how successful you've been. I don't know.
I
You
mean,
don't want more associates?
nah, they tend to get in the way. I mean, maybe if we did a lengthy interview process with multiple panels and some tests
Or...
to make sure that they were culturally aligned with our views.
Can I ask you a question?
I mean, you have been.
Yeah. What were the jobs that the rest of your compatriots were in charge of? I mean, the two of you clearly were working on the research with the Echocaster. What was everyone else doing?
So our primary job was originally just we operated the devices, okay? And that sort of expanded into operating and note-taking, because the people who were doing the note-taking were not exactly being thorough in our opinions, okay? So we very cordially and carefully asked them if we could sort of take over that part, and I don't know why they seem to have some sort of problem with that, but they eventually just let us do it. and then other people were, just like staffing and administration here. We had a few scribes. They were all terrible at their job though, so we kept having to do a larger and larger piece of the work anyways. And I mean, really, we didn't need anybody else. Yeah, baby, we didn't need anybody else. You and I.
Okay. I mean, it sure seems like you're doing the work
We
of a
weren't-
lot
we
of
weren't
people if you
explicitly
don't
told
get
to bring
anywhere.
you back. We were
No.
mostly just told to find out what happened.
So,
Okay.
So if you feel that you're safe here, I mean, as far as I know, that should be fine.
I'm sure we'll be okay.
I have no problem with that.
Can you try to locate where the darkness went? If you're going to be working here.
I guess we can try. We can return the device to being more of a terrestrial-facing scanning post. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. It'll take a bit though, because it's been modified to look into space. But I agree that it's probably a more pressing matter than our own desire to see what's going on out in the rest of
It's a good thought.
the above.
I hesitate to, or I'm a little afraid of where that landed and what is going to happen.
I mean, it's probably still in space.
We hope.
I'm totally certain.
I will never see that again.
We're definitely not going north next anyway.
Oh yeah, funny that. We should probably rest here before you head out, though. I mean, it's been
Yes.
quite an experience. And it is, by the way, evening again.
Okay.
It was kind of hard to keep track when you were out at the outside, but now that you're no longer between places, it is much clearer what time of day it is. And the moon is large in the sky.
Maybe we should take a long rest.
Sure.
Start
Yes.
first thing in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys, sounds like a plan. Anything you want to do before said long rest?
I want to hang out with Daisy for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I guess you didn't really do much with them the last day, so
Oh, are we training our mimics? Is that what we're doing?
We're attempting to.
Yes.
okay. So as I recall,
Per usual,
Okay,
I will
so
go first.
everyone failed the last round, I believe.
I
Yeah,
believe so, yes.
and Illyria is and Drofin are one success greater than
Yes.
Jewelry. All right, so training of
Minerva.
Minerva.
Oh,
no.
Wait,
I will use luck for that.
Oh.
The feat that I forgot I had.
We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get to remember, meet our new friend Illyria Nine Fingers.
Yes.
15.
15. Okay. You spend some time with Minerva. Minerva. Sorry, I forgot who was going first. And you're basically on the last stage of training, and this stage is all about trying to get her to understand that some things that she devours are for eating, and some things are for storing, basically. And so you're giving her little bits of metal, and you think things are going pretty well, but she does accidentally swallow one of the coins that you gave to her instead of spitting it back out. So this training was not successful.
Bad Minerva.
maybe she's just learning. Can we request assistance, or because it was not successful?
Because it's not successful, then no.
I'm just gonna say that I think I have great faith in
Great
you. Great faith, and I think that we can do this. And also now we have advantage on wisdom checks.
Is this a wisdom check?
Animal
Animal
handling is
handling?
wisdom.
Okay.
Let me just go ahead and.
This is still unlikely, but
What's your annual handling?
1.
Oh,
I've got 0.
competition for
Never let
pets.
incompetence stand in the way.
We really like them. I mean,
do.
I
We're just
think
very
they
persistent.
like us at this point. We're just trying to do something difficult.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Very complicated.
A 2 and an 8.
2 and an 8.
17, 18.
18 is a success.
Nice.
So you and so Drofen and Jory are kind of working in tandem, right? And Jory is playing around with Daisy, and Daisy is like doesn't seem to really understand that there's a difference between the coin and the metal, and is just kind of going like a little Pac-Man. And then Munchbox, though, there's a moment where Munchbox is like looking at like the coin and the scrap, and goes over and kind of like chugs down the scrap, and then looks over at the coin and goes, "Oh." And then puts it back down. So you have completed the last level of training you need for this trick, and so now Munchbox can be
I need
used
2
to
more.
store objects that are the size of Munchbox.
Right.
Yes.
How many, like, if they're small enough for them to consume, can they hold? How many can they hold?
That's a good question. I'm going to say that they can hold basically not an infinite number of things, but like we'll say like 12 things that are the size of them or smaller. They may get better at that as they get larger and more experienced. They're magical treasure chests that eat things, so they have like it's almost like a little pocket dimension type thing inside your stomach.
Second stomach of holding.
Yes, stomach of holding.
So if we were, for example, to sneak them into a bank vault.
Not that someone as good as you would ever do something like that, unless the owners were evil.
Or we desperately needed funds to finance a rescue of some sort. Or general purpose heroics.
General purpose heroics. Okay.
You know when you might need some gold to save the world.
Anything else before we bed down for the night? Okay. So as we go to sleep here, I would like you guys to all do just a small bit of improv for me. I want each of you to think of a fond childhood memory for your character.
Of a fond
Childhood memory for your character.
Excellent. All right, got it.
Okay, you have it already?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to make you go first while give everyone else a little more time to think about what theirs is. So give me a fond childhood memory for your character.
Fond childhood memory is that I remember being able to get the dogs in my house to be very relaxed and sleepy. And that had 2 things that were really nice. First off, I think I'm really good with animals. Second off, I also got to explore my old house, like my castle, without any animals like waking up and causing me to be discovered.
So you have like a fond memory of like putting the dogs into basically to sleep and then
Put the
going
dogs
around
to sleep, put
and
the cats to
exploring.
sleep. None of the animals ever like gave me up to the rest of the house.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right. Illyria.
Yeah, when I was growing up, my mom and I used to play this game where this when she was teaching me. We would basically play hide and seek in the woods at home, but it was a little more challenging because we would get to become different animals. And so it was, we're running through the woods, and is that squirrel mom or is that squirrel just a squirrel? And, when she would find me, and then I would just turn into a different animal and run and hide somewhere else. It was just the most fun.
This is the mom that we're gonna go visit, not a different mom?
This is the mom we're going to go visit.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, she taught me everything I know.
Drofen?
I just remember the last harvest festival in the village when I was young, and everyone was just so happy, and they were singing and dancing, and everything was just so perfect and alive. Smiling faces and no screaming and just singing.
Just singing.
That's
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
definitely how it happened exactly.
Yes.
That sounds so nice.
It was
And
perfect.
I remember sneaking out with my sister
Sneaking out with your sister.
Oh, in the
out of
little
our home
fridge.
and just
And
having
also, if
some
you
freedom
want
for an afternoon occasionally
Getting away from the parents and all that.
and all that.
Cool.
Is your sister older or younger than you?
Roughly the same age, about a year younger.
Now I'd like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I still wait. Do I? How
It's
long
not for
after?
saving throws, it's only for skill checks.
Oh, dang.
This is a DC 15.
What did we-
Making a wisdom saving throw, all of you.
Oh. We don't still have advantage to that too.
It's only for skill checks.
I just double checked too.
24.
Is
Do you
it
have advantage?
Oh, shit,
Out of-
sorry.
Well, you rolled
out of
14,
non-intellectual
yeah.
curiosity?
Yeah.
Is this some sort of charm?
no. So you got 14,
I got 14.
17.
17,
24.
24. What did O'Leary get?
16.
Sorry, oh, saving throw. 21.
21.
Right ahead.
All right, so 3 out of 4 of you retain this memory. However, Jory, when you wake up in the morning, you feel as though there's something missing from your mind, and it is very disturbing, and you can't remember it. It's like something has slipped away from you. It's kind of like when you can't remember somebody's name, except that you don't even know what it is that you can't remember.
Ah, brutal. I'm thinking about this a lot today. That's really bothersome.
Something wrong, Tori?
Oh, I just feel weird. I feel strange. I feel like I can't remember what I can't remember.
Huh.
Does that make any sense?
I feel that way all the time.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to think about it. It's just not
Yeah.
quite the same as. It's just on the tip of my brain, tip of my ear. I just can't think about what. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
It's one of those things, I guess.
Also, I really liked Illyria's. I thought that was really good, so I'm going to give you inspiration.
Aw, yay.
That was a clever idea. All right, so it is the next day.
Long rest.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that long rest button, people. You napped in safety, so.
Let's see. Nap.
Hooray, HP again.
Oh yeah, you were like,
Half.
oh man. I mostly just wanted my wild shapes back. Did that whole thing last time with no wild
Oh yeah, that's
shapes.
right. I remember that.
Did not like that.
It was like everything was very time-based. And so you didn't get them back after you used them to explore the things.
If there was some hideous blood ritual you could perform to get wild shapes back, I think somehow you'd justify it.
Really?
Sacrifice a third of your HP to get your wild shapes. Okay.
Wonderful. Amazing. Well, I asked about the letter and the information. If there's anything else they'd like to report back.
Oh yeah, I worked on this last night. And Civ brings out like this multi-page document with diagrams, and it's written in very quick writing, but there's like arrows pointing to things and stuff. It's like this is basically all the details on how the Echocaster works.
Amazing.
And then the second page is I went and I ruffled through my brain to try to recall all this stuff here. I don't know exactly what you're going to do with this because you can't really. If you're going where I think you're going, I don't know how you're going to deliver this. But
I mean, I think we can let them know outside of the gates.
okay,
Yes.
all right. But anyways, here you go.
Yay.
And also I just put it doesn't mean anything. I just always do this. A small dab of my perfume on there. Don't read into it. That's just how I go. Okay.
It's really lovely perfume.
Oh, thanks. I was surprised it didn't go bad when we were up in the bad place, but.
Very nice. What kind of flower is it?
What's that?
What kind of flower is it?
This is magnolia.
Magnolia.
Yes.
Oh my. Well, it's lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's homemade.
It's homemade.
Yeah.
One of many skills.
Well, You're just saying that.
I don't think so. This is quite nice. Thank you. Amazing. I
Shall we
suppose I
head off?
shall. Yes. Wander through the wilderness.
So as you're walking away, Jory, Weebler and Snub fly over to you and land on your shoulder. And
Weebler, Snub.
Snub looks directly in your faces. Now, make me a promise that you're not going to go get yourself killed somewhere, okay?
I'll honestly do my best.
And then Weebler comes in because it would be very unfortunate, and we thought you were great fun with, and you took the intoxicants that were fed to you with just a grin on your face, and we appreciate that, and we think you're a lovely human being. And please, if you ever want to come visit again,
about the two of you.
please do. Oh, that's just.
The amazing artist and the amazing mathematician. I think that you've got a
No.
very bright future.
I'm not amazing at math. This is a confession I don't make lightly, but I forgot the 27th digit of pi the other day. Oh my god, it was so embarrassing. Egg right over my face.
I'm no mathematician myself, but I feel you, truthfully. Like,
Pie has
Very
digits.
occasionally.
I thought it was just delicious.
oh,
Right.
Yeah.
It is also that.
just that moment of forgetting a note in a song that you've known for 10 years. It's,
Apple pie has digits.
So we've heard that the move you are planning on staying and doing more. art.
Yes, I mean, I don't really want to stay, but Snub really did, and we got some good social interaction. As long as you promise to come visit us from time to time, then I think we'll be okay up here. Maybe we'll come swoop into this Forple place that we've been hearing so much about. It sounds fantastic. It sounds like there's all kinds of people there that would be interesting to have conversations with. Just don't forget that we exist, and good luck on all your travels.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Absolutely.
Good luck on all of your travels as well. It sounds like, depending on how things go, I think we might be in the Willows as well. Ooh, would you show them the map? I'm not sure if you have
I'll
the
show
lay of
them
the
the
land
maps.
also.
Oh, this is well crafted.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you did this?
With some help. My uncle started it and kind of taught me.
Well,
But yes, for the most part.
I appreciate I like the color scheme and the mountains are particularly well drawn. I think
Oh,
good use of shading to give them a little distinction.
thank you. I'm very proud of it. Constantly working.
You
on it,
should be.
know.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, this is my home over here, and that's where we're going to be heading after Florida.
I see you've got a little tree on top of the elves and willows. That's clever. Well, if we're over in that area, we'll look you up.
Do that.
Do you have family there?
Yes, my mother and my uncle.
Oh, and what are their names if I was going to ask after?
I remember my uncle's name is Beldor, and my mom is Kiriala.
Kiriala and Valdor.
Yes.
Those are good names. Very hard to forget.
Totally. You know, I just call them mom and uncle.
All right, well, I don't really know how to say goodbye, so goodbye. And then they both fly away with the Weebler head kind of turning back and like, bye, see you later. Thanks for the time. Bye.
Bye.
They kind of zigzag a little bit as their wings don't quite line up for a moment because they're facing different directions, and then they go and they land this way. All right. So now the question is, because I wasn't quite sure I got this information from you, where are we headed next?
My thought was that we should head down to Vorpal. We can drop off the
Yeah.
book, and the Mold Way might be the fastest way to go, as opposed
I
to.
think we figured out that was the fastest.
Back to Estonia to share the good news.
I guess unless
The
somebody has
successful
information
rescue.
that says this is faster for some reason. I don't.
You'd have to do a river crossing. I mean, it would. Like if you were flying it, I think maybe, but like I don't know.
Oh, I meant up
Which
to
river?
Squirrel.
Oh, over like that. Oh, I mean,
Not the same.
I don't know if you would necessarily know if it was faster.
We've never been that way before.
That's true.
We've been the way we're returning, so as we know what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the enemies are all 10 levels higher up there, so gotta be careful of that.
Oh yeah, then let's do that, and we can drop it off at the gate. I think we should do whatever is fastest, and
Yes.
I think
yes.
that sounds like it would be the
I
fastest.
think whatever's fastest.
Especially since we've traveled this area, we kind of know the trail. I mean,
Yeah.
we've only been here a day. Our footprints are probably still around. A few of the bodies we've left behind.
Yes, the ogres and
Mm-hmm.
butterflies. The science world.
Who was afraid of butterflies?
Not me.
I'm chickens.
Chicken for chickens. Yeah, I think if you're afraid of butterflies, the term butterflies in your stomach must be terrifying.
Oh, one of my housemates has a phobia of moths.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Interesting.
Like he doesn't like them.
I'm
But
not
butterflies are
super
fine.
fan of moths, but
I know.
yeah, giant. If you've ever seen like a giant moth in like a horror movie, they do
Mm-hmm.
come off kind of scary. There's something about a proboscis that is just deep. That's not just moths though.
Yeah, I was like butterflies have those too.
Yeah. Amateur biscuses are also pretty bad. So we're heading south through the forest again. I am going to make you guys do a survival check to get through here. It's going to be a much easier one though because you're retreading the same paths. So who wants to lead the party on this?
Not me. Unless
Okay.
we want an
I
adventure.
don't think I should lead the party here.
Okay. 15.
15. Yeah, so you guys end up making good time through the forest. It is not quite as ominous as heading away from this place because you've kind of been there before. You recognize the place that you domed up for the one night. I'm not going to have you guys do it each day for this. I'm going to have a line past that. On the way south, you do recognize where you guys had been in your little hut, your Lehman's tiny hut, and where you had first encountered Victoria. When everything goes okay, except you get just a little bit off track near the end. And you end up coming out near the road, near the moldway leading into Forple from the east, instead of right at the northern edge of Forple. And on the road, on the moldway, you can see there are some, let's call it patrols. There are people in the black and yellow uniforms of the Bone Lord who are astride
The Bone Lord, the Bone Lord.
the Bone Lord that you met down
Yes.
here. That's from Ward Peak, aka the Stern Clan. They are trotting along. They don't look like they're like battle ready, so they're not like a battalion or something like that. But they're definitely patrolling. And you guys are in the forest. They have not yet spotted you, because I assume that Irwin's passive perception is undoubtedly better than whatever theirs would be. So, Irwin, you spot them at first. So, Irwin, you get to kind of like dictate the tone of how this goes.
Oh, the Bone Lord soldiers. We should avoid them at all costs.
What are they doing over here?
Who's the Bone Lord?
We
Do I
had
recognize?
It was the one besieging.
Oh,
Salt
right.
Spring.
Okay. Yes.
Remember when we ran out of Salt Spring
Yes.
Through
at
a-
the siege.
tunnel?
Yeah, the Ten Pot dictators who took over when the higher whatchamacallums
The host vacated.
vacated the position. So if they're here, that means they're probably either besieging Forple or in Forple. So we might not get a reward for this one, depending on what they've done.
They're also on the moldway.
Can we
Can we
see
tell
the
how
gate to
far away?
Forble from where we are?
No, you guys have come a little bit too far away from it.
How
This
how
is-
far away? Like,
Uh,
could we still just travel through the woods toward Forple?
you could potentially travel through the woods toward Forple. Yeah. You're like a mile or two away.
Okay.
So probably, I don't remember exactly the timing, but maybe almost where you began the campaign, actually.
Do we hear any creepy frogs?
How many soldiers are we talking?
A dozen?
Dozen.
Actually,
And-
probably not that many. Let's say 6.
Okay. And
But if they're patrolling,
So
then
they're-
they might be part of a bigger force.
yeah, they're patrolling the moldway.
They wouldn't just be out here on their
Mhm.
own.
Well, let's try to avoid them and see if they are also occupying Forple. or if Forpal's under siege, or what's going on with Forpal?
Yeah,
Because that
kind of skirt around in the woods and
Yeah.
approach Forpal from another direction.
yeah, because maybe they're advanced scouts, or maybe they've already taken the place over.
And we're on the other side of Forpal from where Port Salt Spray is, so.
Yes, they would probably be on the other side mostly.
Yeah, why don't you guys give me a stealth check to sneak through the woods a little bit here?
Shall we start?
I can do that.
Sneaky.
Pass without trace.
Okay. Passing without a trace, so everyone gets plus 10 to their roll.
19.
18.
33.
18 plus 18.
14.
That's with plus 10?
20, sorry.
Okay.
Rolled a 3, not a nat 1.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stealth shame you. So you guys are moving through here. And so you got 14 and then
19.
19. Okay. So, Erwin, you're not generally the sneakiest person, right? And I think you rolled with disadvantage because of the armor you're wearing. Yeah.
I have
So.
no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, so you're sneaking through the area, and the others of you are managing to not step on anything that's super loud. But you guys do skirt a little. You have to get at some point. You have to get close to the road if you want to get to the gate. And when you're getting almost there, Erwin completely falls head over tea kettle, and just clunks, and like your helmet or whatever you're wearing kind of goes and it just lands on the ground like nearest to the road, and for like the last couple of seconds, a patrol that's only like 3 people we'll say, is standing there and looking in your direction and just like watching this happen, and then one of the soldiers walks in your direction, clearly only aware of Erwin. Goes over and says, "Hey, what are you doing there, sir?"
Oh, just coming back to Forpal. What's up?
Well, it seems like you might have been trying to avoid the roads, if I'm seeing this circumstance correctly. What's your business in Forpal?
Just doing some trade.
Just
What?
doing some trade. Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
All right. What do I get on deception? Deception. That's an 8.
Okay. Oh, you're a tradesman. You look like a tradesman, actually. Yeah. Okay. I believe that. Why were you all hiding off in the woods, though? Why not just take the road?
Oh, I was just coming through the woods. Shortcut from the Cerulean outpost.
It's really an outpost. Looks really like 2 people. Oh yeah, I heard that. Like, okay. All right. What are you trading then, huh? What are you trading?
Well, I had some gems with me.
Had some gems with you. So you don't have gems now.
Yeah, there were giants at the Cerulean outpost. It's actually been taken over.
Really?
I had to run and lost a lot of my stuff.
So there's some giants with a bunch. How many giants are we talking about here?
Refresh me, DM. How many were there? It was just
like-
the one?
There was one giant, and then there was some other giant kin, aka ogres and stuff, which are technically giants, but not like giants.
Well, I mean, technically just one, but she had a lot of friends. It was super scary.
So they're healthy and strong looking.
Last I saw them.
All right, well, there goes that idea. Okay. Well, listen, you're clearly a trader in goods. We don't want you to have any problems when you're in the city of Forpal, and we're just on the road making sure that people pass safely. And I'll be honest, we don't get paid much for our job. And so we're hoping that maybe you could just help a friend out.
I mean, I don't have much left after I had to cut all of my stock and leave it behind. But I'm trying to work something out. If you could tell me maybe a little bit about like why the Bone Lord soldiers are here.
Why the Bone Lord soldiers are here? The Bone Lord is decided that he's had enough of all this riffraff all running free in the Feywild. And this is a very tall elf who is speaking here. Clearly pure blood with just a slightly masculine tinge. Well, we decided, he decided, I'm not like friends with him or anything, that we would use our new capabilities to move around and maintain order in the various different cities. We've recently made a move on Port Salt Spray. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's a wealthy city on the coast, and not super interested in moving into Forple for some reason, but we are patrolling the area nearby. So just to keep things safe, don't you?
Yeah, just to keep things safe. How much money do I actually have? Is a great question at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's
Can
like
I just like do
zero.
an insight check from like the trees?
From the trees? Sure. It's going to be a slightly harder DC.
I imagine Illyria's just like standing there right next to me. And just like, as a tree.
I'm just like,
Where is my money? That's
No.
gonna be in the-
What did you roll?
well, I'm gonna use my luck, and it was a one.
Oh, okay. So this is your second level.
Well, that was the first one was yesterday.
Oh,
We
That's
slept.
yours last night.
right.
Mhm.
Well, that's not much better, but the 11.
You think he's being pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there's the...
I mean, he's clearly asking for a bribe.
Yes.
But I'm just wanted to know if I could figure out like what else what they're doing there besides him asking for a bribe.
I have 11 gold total.
Okay.
So I'm going to take out my purse and just like, it's very clearly completely empty. Moths fly out.
Or moths or butterflies?
Moths.
Okay.
Butterflies elicit an entirely different reaction. And I take out 5 silver and like, yeah, no, I think this will cover it, won't it?
Listen, and he puts one hand on your shoulder and kind of taps, and then reaches his other hand into your purse. And he's going to try to pull out just a handful of gold coins.
Okay. With his hand on my shoulder, I am in touch, I believe.
Yes, you are.
And I would like to cast at, let's see, where, no, those are actions, that's, here we go. Casting, inflict wounds at level 3.
Amazing. Were there 3 of them?
There were 3 of them, yes. I am not going to make you roll to hit for this. Because he is basically doing an embrace around your shoulder, and so your like mantle is just going to slowly glow blackish, right? A little bit of sizzling comes off of it. I would like you to roll damage, however.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab another beverage.
5d10.
Yeah,
Amazing. Do you need any more? 3 times.
well, here, these are, I think I do have 5d10 here. Here, I've got 4d10, and then I've got a, one of these. Does this go up to 10, or is it
Yeah,
go-
that's also 10.
Yeah, okay, 0 is 10 on this one.
Yeah.
I can never remember which side of it is. It's 5, yeah, it's 5d10, right?
Yes, I checked.
5d10. It's gonna be 8, 9, 13, 16, 20 damage.
All right, so his arm around your shoulder just turns into a black ash, and it withers into just like a spindly little thing. He goes, "Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!" And it just like falls off of him. Oh Jesus Christ! He like, you see the stub that's the remainder of his arm like go in this direction, like he's trying to reach for a sword before he realizes there's nothing with which to reach with. And they're like, shit! And then I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Terrible.
Average.
We're not gonna miss it.
Retire it.
Yeah, no, different dice. I'm gonna use these ones now. 5.
Ellie is 5.
11.
Erwin is 11. And you've already basically gotten your surprise round, just to be clear. Jory?
Assuming that was the
22?
action.
22. Okay, Druffin?
12.
Druffin for a 12. Okay, so Jory, you're watching this. And you're like, oh, it's happening again.
I'm
but
feeling dumb that I didn't just whisper, like, just give them the money.
I can just let me finish
Could have
rifling
covered
through.
you. Why didn't you just attack an army?
They know we're here. They'll report back.
Doesn't seem like they care that much.
They couldn't have stolen more than 10 gold.
Oh no, they can't steal anything.
You were the perfect party member planned to do
You were
this.
so perfect. I was just like, none of us were saying anything. Oh, he wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect. We made a mistake.
also, the guard rolled insanely low in their insight check. So your 8 beat him.
I was just like, this seems to be going so well.
I couldn't believe that with that deception check that he was like, yeah, I totally believe you're a
Yeah.
traitor. Okay. Great.
Interesting. I thought he was stringing me along.
Oh,
What was he gonna do? Steal your 10 gold?
No, he was gonna arrest me and then start looking.
About how far away are we?
I'm going to say that you guys are probably about 1 Erwin away from the gate. The gate guards don't seem to care about what's going on with you, though. And
Yeah, they're not Bone Lord.
I would say that you're basically right near the road, the Moldway, and the rest of you are still like, I don't know, like 45 feet away at the tree line, because there's a little bit of a break. Okay?
And then are the other 2 guards grouped up with the one that has
Yeah, because they're totally doing the thug thing of like the one guy talking, the other 2's being like, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to delay. They're going to go next.
I'm still hidden.
Yeah, you're still hidden. Everyone is currently still hidden except for Erwin.
Yep.
So first of all, the guy that's standing right next to you is going to try to punch you with his left hand. Because it's like basically just a reflection, a reaction, a reflex action to like, shit, I don't have a sword, what am I going to do? And just like full on adrenaline here. He's going to roll with disadvantage to an armed attack. And he basically punches you straight in your breastplate. Just boosh. Oh, well, not that, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Kill him, you fools! And he's then going to he's going to try to walk away from you. So you get to make an attack of opportunity if you want to.
Opportunity attack, that's.
We're not
Imagine that's what
de-escalating
you
this.
miss. Unarmed strike. No, it's not
Unarmed
unarmed. It's
strike?
+3,
Oh.
so 6.
What?
Does the 6 clear as AC?
No. Wait, did you see an unarmed strike?
Sorry, not unarmed. Mace.
Mace. Oh, right, because you're not a
Okay.
strength character. Yeah.
Like, that's just mean.
I mean, I have some strength, but it's not what I do.
Pick up the black shriveled arm and you use it as a mace.
Just powders.
One of the 2 of the patrols reaches into his sack and pulls out some sort of like a blackened horn of some kind, and he starts whispering into it. And then it seems whatever he's doing is taking a while though. The other person reaches into a sheath and pulls out a sword and charges forward and tries to gut you with it. So this is going to be a normal attack with a long sword. Okay, that is going to be a 17.
Miss.
Misses, okay. And so you manage to raise your shield up at the last moment, and it just kind of gets right in there. Freaking hell. He circles around to stand behind you. Next up is going to be Drofen.
We're all like, did we say this?
You don't have to help.
I just don't think we're gonna de-escalate this.
I'm just imagining like the last 3 of our our sessions could be Erwin does something impulsive and the party tries to make up for it. Like, that's the summary for all of them.
Yeah, no, don't feel obligated to help here. I'm a cleric.
No, these are invading baddies. We're still hidden.
Yes.
So that gives us advantage on
It
attack
does.
rolls.
Uh-huh.
So if I were gonna say, how likely do I feel like it would be to try and blast the horn out of the guy's hand?
I would say you'd probably make the attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. But I'm sneaky, so I have advantage.
Yes.
So I'm flat on that.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
All right. Left and a right. Pew pew.
Well, let's just do one at a time.
Okay.
Because if the first one hits,
Pew. It'll be a 14.
14's gonna miss. He actually sees the first blast coming and kind of raises his shield up.
Pew. Chew.
But he's not quite fast enough. The shield blocks the first blast. The second one comes right over the top and just hits the bell of the horn and causes it to go spinning out of his mouth. He kind of makes a. Excuse me.
Too much of exactly what you meant to do.
Yeah, that is yes. I should have thought about that. I'm sorry if you were in the splash zone. As the horn is slapped out of his mouth, his cheeks depuff as the air goes away. Fucking hell.
As bonus action, can I intimidate them? Say something intimidating.
I'll give you something
a-
for this.
give me
I'm not
something.
sure it's going to give him fear or anything, but like.
I'm gonna attempt it. What's he gonna say? Now, there's no need for this to escalate further. You've besmirched a priest here, and we can all walk away today
Okay.
after blasting the horn out
All
of his
right,
hand.
go ahead and make intimidate.
23.
All right, so you see as the horn's spinning away. Shit, and fucking who the hell is that? He's got friends. How many are there? I don't know. Move. You have any movement you want to do? You're
Yes,
still 45
I
feet.
will stride toward them confidently, but not hurriedly.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So a standard move forward.
Okay. So now you're at 15 feet.
Yes.
Erwin, you're right up close, and it is your turn.
There's only about a dozen of us, but
Okay, I'm gonna have to make you do another deception check for that.
I think I got a shot here. Deception. It's 4.
I think it's just the one guy. We're good to go. Freaking kill him! Kill him!
Shot. And worth a shot. Let's see. I'm in
You're at melee range.
melee range with a bunch of guys.
All three of them.
Only 3 of them. We're good. Is there a way that I could do this faster? No. We're just gonna do inflict wounds again.
All right, this time you do have to roll.
Let's see. And I am, let's try and finish off the unarmed one.
Okay, the one that's been disarmed. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably gonna miss. That's a 6 plus 7.
13. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. So you go to reach out again to try to finish this guy off, and your instincts are to go for like his closer arm,
Mm-hmm.
and only at that moment do you like, oh right, that's not an option anymore, and it just goes right through it. Anything else you want to do?
As a bonus action, I'll go to.
You already kind of did a bonus action. You did the.
Oh, that's right, I did. Never mind then.
And by the way, I'm being very loose with the rules to let you guys try to do intimidation and deception and stuff as long
And
as.
maybe
But yeah,
as a move, I'll reach down and put my helmet back on.
sure. If you're not actually going anywhere, I'll be okay with that. Especially because you're probably like in the act of putting it on when they came up to you. Illyria, you're up.
Oh, Jory doesn't go before?
Don't I just delayed? Shouldn't I
Yeah.
go at the end of the order? Or?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you get to delay. You get to come in, after something else happens.
Okay.
So you can decide to go now if you want to.
Sure. I'll
Okay.
go now. And all right. To the guy that said that was not deceived
Okay.
by the dozen, I'm going to viciously mock him
Okay.
and say that essentially his perception of how many of us are out here is incorrect, and that there is actually more than just 2.
Okay. All right. So you come in, voice blaring. You don't have to roll for. Oh, you're not reaching for that. I will roll a saving throw. That is going to be a 13.
I'm gonna fail.
That's gonna fail. All right. So this guy is like your voice becomes loud and grander and echoing, and it's kind of difficult to locate where it's coming from. Although he does actually eventually see you, and so he hears from all around him. There's more of us than it appears. And he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I may have been wrong. And roll damage.
You also get disadvantage on the next attack roll.
And they get next.
So you're going to take 6.
6 damage.
Then there's a free action. I'm going to say this has no need to escalate further than where it has already gone.
Okay, Illyria, you're up.
so I'm gonna turn into a saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
So have not seen me as myself, and then a huge saber-toothed tiger comes running out of the woods, roaring. And exactly. And I am going to make a claw.
So you're started at 45 feet away. Can you get to that?
Oh no, I can do 40 feet. So
Definitely intimidates.
yeah, so I want to come out and I just want to like roar in everyone's general direction as if
Okay.
I'm just a wild saber-toothed tiger.
Okay,
came
sure,
out
yeah.
of the woods.
I think
And
it'd be more
everyone
effective-
should run.
Okay, I would like you to make an intimidation check. This is charisma based, so you are using Illyria's charisma
Okay.
because it's a mental stat.
Rar. No.
No, 6.
It is an opposed roll, so they get to make a wisdom save DC 6, and they have
Wait.
-1.
So it's 6.
That's-
I'm gonna go ahead, since we don't know the outcome of the die. I'm gonna have you take a inspiration die for plus 1d8.
So the inspiration die, that's a bonus action to do.
As a bonus action.
I think you're thinking of cutting
Oh, I'm
words
sorry, cutting words. I can take a
Yes.
reaction to that.
to lower the saving throw, the roll.
I'll do the cutting words instead.
Okay, so that's a
Okay.
nat 20. But you get to do cutting words after you see the die roll, so you can decide not to use it here.
Okay.
That's a
What is
natural
yours?
20.
There's no way that
No,
could be
that
less than a
happens.
6.
Yeah.
Dice hate me today.
So Illyria comes running out, and like you realize that you maybe like when you change into a cat form, which you've done many times, the change in digestion is a bit odd, right? Because you go from having like a
Oh, please
human
have a bigger
digestion,
ball.
Hairball.
and so instead of having shooting out a loud roar in his direction, you actually just hork up your lunch into a little line in front of him. But it's not like the classic multi-pump one. It's just very sudden and on the ground in front of him, like "Hua!" and "Hua!" And so it's like it's having an impact on him, but I would not say it's intimidating. It's like,
Fair.
oh crap, they've got a barfing cat too.
And I am a bigger tiger than you guys have ever seen me.
Ah.
Oh. So we're more impressed, but they're not.
Yes. All right. Back to the top of the round. Now it is Jory on your normal time.
Amazing. So I am going to reiterate, not to the guy who lost his arm. I feel like he might be a little bit sad anyway, but to the other guy that was less impressed, I'm going to use my outwill again, because there's 3, right?
There's 3, yes.
There's 3. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and viciously mock him as well and be like,
Is this
The
the third,
allies are
the same
coming.
person you viciously mocked before, or this is the
No,
other?
that person hasn't gone again, so they still have disadvantage.
That's correct. Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and viciously mock him at the same time.
Great.
Let
All
them
right.
know that the allies are coming out of the woods.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna roll again. Oh, that's a good one. That's 17.
Mm,
I assume that's gonna succeed.
that is going to succeed.
It's like if your allies are just like barfing cats, I think we're gonna be fine. Dude, I've already lost a freaking arm
It's a
down here.
saber-toothed tiger.
Very big teeth.
Great, so we have 3 puddles of lava.
So 2 of them are intimidated. The third guy is like, "This is fine. You lost an arm, giant cat."
Okay, so
voices.
the patrol goes next. Excuse me.
The other guy's like, "Erwin, this is fine. This whole thing is fine."
First of all, is the person running around on the rolling around on the ground? He's not outside of, arm's reach of anybody, but he's like, he's clearly kind of disassociated from the encounter, and he's just pulling himself away with the one arm that he has left. The one that you successfully kind of intimidated in the previous round was like, this isn't freaking worth it. This isn't worth it at all. And he's taking a few steps away from of you guys. And looks like he's about to bolt. The third guy, on the other hand, is just like, what is the big deal? So you dropped your horn and you lost an arm. Freaking amateurs. I wouldn't have taken this post if I didn't. So he actually drops his shield and moves to use his longsword in both hands. And he comes in for a full-on attack against Erwin, who's still standing right in front of him.
Asgard's a hero.
And he just completely tip plants like right into the ground. He stumbles a few.
And it just catches.
No.
other way.
And then he's like wobbles a little bit, trips over his own sword that is now embedded in the ground, and hits his chin on the ground with enough force to cause him to spit blood out. At this point, they all seem pretty done with the encounter. However, Drofin, it is your turn.
Guy on the ground. Walk over to guy on ground. Boot on back. Stay down. With intimidate.
There's 2 people on the ground.
Oh,
right now.
okay. The one that has 2 arms.
2 arms. Okay, great. Give me an intimidation roll.
Yeah. 15.
15. Okay. Because of his current state, I'm going to have this guy roll with disadvantage. This just feels like a treasure chest of
It
goodies.
does.
So that's with disadvantage. So he starts to cry into his own blood pool.
Aww.
And not intimidating, already is that the one walking away. You don't take another step.
He freezes in his position. Erwin, anything else you want to do?
No, I've done quite enough.
Please don't kill anybody. I got you just where I want you. Smash.
Okay, so stepping out of this combat for a second, I will say that. Actually, I'm going to roll.
I'm still in the woods.
I'm going to roll some dice here. Just because these are so pretty and colorful. I just love your multiple colors. Okay, so red is one-armed. Blue is blood soup. Yellow is just the other guy who's cowed. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what I'm rolling for, although I think Erwin might have some idea. This is just a straight-up luck roll. So bad luck is low. Okay.
They're all pretty lucky.
It's bad luck for you guys
Oh.
if it's low. So that is good luck for you guys.
Yay!
Okay. So like, shit, who the hell are you guys?
We're here on official business for the city. We have a report to make, and none should stand in our way.
I'm not a nun. I'll get out of the way.
I'm just gonna growl.
Oh god, don't throw up.
And our mission is none of your business.
Seriously, don't shake down random travelers.
Especially if they come out of the woods. We survived out there.
Oh, can I have my arm back? I don't have. It's my good arm. I use it for things.
How many healing words would that take?
That would take more than a healing word. That would require like a regeneration spell. Yeah.
Go get yourselves patched up and
The one that was the braver of the three, like you see him kind of reach up to his jaw, and there's like a little bit of a black corona that seeps out of his fingers, and you see his wounds begin to heal. I just want you to know, if they hadn't have freaking gone down, I would have taken all of you. But things being that as they are.
I just want you to remember that we didn't start any of this.
I'm just
We
saying,
chose.
we're not weak, we're not cowards, except for that guy.
So we saw him do this, and what happened?
We'll heal.
He just okay.
Had some sort of healing magic.
Okay, got it.
Creepy black healing magic.
Creepy black.
healing magic.
Okay, got it.
Remember, sparkly things are good.
I'm just going to say
Unless they're
that I
fairies.
appreciate that sometimes things can get hard. However, I do think that they should let us pass. I'm impressed, and I think that they're going to be.
I mean, I don't think there's a letting you pass at this point. They're just hoping you let them live. Listen, we gotta patrol the other direction anyways. We'll just say we didn't meet nobody. It's all good with us.
Seems reasonable. Accept. Erwin,
Sure.
I'm feeling a little scared. Would you like to hold my hand? We can go together.
Oh man. My camera's pointing right at my chin.
Soldier, who do you report back to?
I report to Cerebus. He's Lieutenant Cerebus.
Lieutenant Cerebus, we will hear your report that you met nobody?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I don't even know who you are. What was I going to tell him?
Excellent. And your name was?
Jeff.
We'll see how dumb I am today.
I'm also listening. What do we roll against?
12 is my insight on that one.
Pretty sure his name's Jeff.
Well, Jeff.
Since that is your real name.
Right. Perhaps in the state that they are, perhaps you should take yourselves expediently and patrol in the opposite direction.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, really mean some of the things you said out there. I just want to say, I fight tooth and nail, but I never heard someone fight with their voice before. That's nuts.
Do have some skills.
Anyways, boys, let's get out of here. My arm, like, just fuck your arm. Come on, let's go.
Nice guy.
They start stumbling in the opposite direction down the mold way. The one guy is clearly having a hard time balancing as the mold kind of like speeds him up. He's like, "Whoa!" It's like standing on an escalator when you're drunk. Anyways,
We didn't kill anybody today.
so that guy still might die from his wounds.
No.
Okay, so now you're just standing outside the city of Orpal, within eye shot of the gates.
Amazing. Let's go.
Back to the gates. Do the gate guards, what color armor are they wearing?
They're wearing the normal
Normal?
regalia of Orpal,
Okay.
which is a deep blue and purple.
Right up to the gates we go then.
So you're given. I'm not going to roleplay through the entire thing. You're given the normal rigmarole of.
I do
asking
ask
for-
them why there was a patrol outside trying to shake travelers down.
Do we actually want to go into Fortville? I mean, we might as well just go around it and pop on the moldway. We're just here to drop some documents off.
We need to talk to Estonia.
Yeah, just
we
we,
do
need
need to talk
Estonia
to
to come out to
Estonia.
us because we can't drop off documents because they will not make their way to
Correct.
Yes.
No, that's what I mean. Like,
Good point. Good point.
we might want to just
Just
request
send the messenger.
because we're not planning on sticking around.
Okay, so there's a tall, broad-shouldered lady who's the mnemonic standing at the gates, and she comes over to like, all right, yeah, who should I say is calling? Because Estonia isn't just going to come out for anybody if you know this place at all.
We should just give her. Let's just give them our names. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
The new jongleurs.
yeah, the new jongleurs.
that is kind of how she knows you. So,
The capable jongleurs.
I'm
The unexpectedly capable jongleurs.
just saying, maybe we should practice some music at some point since we're nominally supposed to be a band.
That's why we're unexpectedly capable of other things. No one has penned a negative review of us.
I'm still
Go on
sad
Yelp,
on
it's
that.
all
Nobody-
5 stars.
Nobody did of the jongleurs either. As we have a heated discussion in game.
Yes.
Those were my friends.
Yeah.
One of them survived, right?
Yes.
It's like super rude that you're like comparing yourself to
Just
her dead
usurping your.
coworkers.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, Rich weren't always with us.
uh,
Or that we only met each other last week.
I will go in and find Histonia myself. Men. I keep wanting to call them mentats because it's like the Doom people.
Yeah.
Mnemonic Tirso here is going to discuss things with you and make sure that you understand the rules of the city in case you were to go inside.
We
And-
do, and the fact that we want to deliver something. But yes, no, we'll take the rules. We'll take the rules, of course.
And then, of course, the mnemonic comes and stands in front of you and makes great conversation. They begin to ask you all sorts of questions about every belonging you have, yada, yada, yada. And then after about an hour of constant conversation,
Perhaps they discuss a little bit about mites.
yes, they actually have a surprisingly large number of factoids about mites and lice. And how there are no known cases of it within the city walls. You hear a little clink, 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 and you saw this before, but a little mask with little creepy like mechanical arcane legs comes clanking. Clink, 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 clink. This is Damien's mask, the kind of like current head of household with Histonia. And you have brought documents for Histonia. Is this correct?
That is correct.
Show them to me. The mnemonic kind of looks a little uncomfortable with this. Could you just please take a few steps away from the gates, please?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. I motion him.
Thank you for your understanding. I apologize for the way I speak. This is part of my mnemonic. You step away, and you have to kind of like lower the thing down to your ankles.
Happy to.
And you're kind of, very, very interesting. Histonia will be pleased to hear of the details. What, other than the information that is stored in these documents, what should I tell them about your expedition in the direction of the Cerulean outpost?
We would normally come in and, of course, make an appearance directly, but we do have some personal business to attend to. The Cerulean outpost, we do need to report that there was a lab accident, from what we can tell, and there were only 2 survivors who were choosing.
What were the names of the survivors?
You're so mean. He's like, the character would know it. Civ and Till. They were Civ and Till. And they wished to remain at the Cerulean outpost and continue the research. And this is their report. Additionally, we do know, I give them the details of what essentially happened.
Yeah.
Just a brief summary.
Anything
They
you're-
have been
And
just a
the
tiny
giants.
instance of releasing an ancient evil, nothing to worry about.
This is most distressing.
Yes, and we do know that, so they were successful with the Farcasters. So it seems like a good vein of future research. However, it's not without risks. Significant.
All
risks.
research is not without risks. However, we appreciate the information that you've downloaded into this unit. Please hold.
Settle or just pause? Or just pause? Fascinating.
I have relayed this information to my primary unit back in Histonia's estate. They will be contacting you with further information at some point in the future via magical connection. Thank you for your time.
Okay, and then are we interested in doing any of the other things that they mentioned after our personal task? Sure. Okay, we should just relay that to him, like we're planning on coming back.
Okay. I would ask that you keep these documents at the document hold at the gatehouse, and Histonia will have a chance to process them at a future date.
Okay, great.
It is understood by this unit that you have one reward due to you. How would you like this to be transmitted to you?
One reward. Should we just wait here and we were
Yeah.
planning on being on our way soon?
Okay, can we receive it? Is there another gatehouse that we're gonna?
There's a
Travel?
west side gatehouse if you're going over there.
Yeah. We deliver it to the west side gatehouse, and where we will be arranging travel onward to pursue other interesting Histonias.
Excellent. We will send a merchant associate to the west gatehouse for your pickup-ins. Please use the same name that you gave me when attempting to retrieve your goods, so they know that it is a legitimate transaction.
If the merchant associate could include funds for logistics to Siparan, we will pursue Estonia's business in Siparan as our next destination.
I will take that under advisement. This one does not know if that is possible, but if so, you will be given those logistical finances. Thank you for your time. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, so let's find that gatehouse and drop off the document and head for the next one.
All right, guys. So, traveling over to the West Gatehouse. So you guys have now gone basically skirting around the outside of Forple, which is not something you've done, I think, before. You pretty much travel inside, so you can still see the big black pillars from the outside and the chains that are attached to them. They still occasionally quiver from some, motion in the center of town, but you can't really see it all from out here. Arriving at the other side, you check in with the gatehouse, and brief conversation, and Aldwin is there to meet you. Do you remember who Aldwin is?
No.
He's
He's
the purveyor of goods.
the merchant, I think. Right?
Yes.
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 He's the one we got our mimics from.
Yes. So Aldwin is there, and he has
Aldwin!
like, hello, and you can see like clunk, 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 coming up behind him. Chompers! It's Chompers! His
Oh my
mimic.
gosh, I pull out Daisy, who's friendly toward me.
Yes.
Yes.
Not trained, but
and-
friendly.
And actually, all three of you feel like a little like coming from
Oh,
your
yeah.
packs.
Get Lunchbox out.
And
Yeah.
Lunchbox basically jumps out of your hand. Same thing with Minerva. They land on the ground, and there's a whole lot of just like the smaller ones looking up at the big one, and Chompers looking down at them. He opens his lid very wide, and a big like wet tongue kind of comes out and goes pat 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 pat, pat to each of his offspring or her offspring or whatever their offspring. Aldwin looked like he was about to have a conversation with you, but kind of like when you get distracted by someone's adorable cat, he just kind of like,
This one is fully trained.
that is
And
amazing.
as far as I know, I mean, it consistently will not eat things.
That's great. Good job.
Yes.
Good job. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time, but I am here to deliver a parcel to you all, and please, Chompers, the parcel. And Chompers goes, and a slightly smaller chest is exuded. This one not teethed, and rests in front of you. I will be needing that chest back. It was just easier for it to be, kind of located like this. And he reaches down and like opens the lid, and inside is the sparkle of goodies.
Goodies!
Goodies! So he reaches in, like, all right, what do we got in here? Okay, this one I think you'll be quite pleased with. And he, remember, Aldwin's kind of a spindly merchant-y type guy. He doesn't seem like it's a lot of exercise. He pulls out a pair of bracers, and he clasps them to his arms, and he immediately goes and lifts Chompers up with one hand.
Amazing.
And puts him down again. These gauntlets will make you as strong as an ogre.
Wow.
This next object we have in here, and he pulls out a little ring, and it's got kind of like a shimmering gemstone in the center of it. Oh, I can just do this. This is, I'm not sure if it's going to be useful for you, but it could be. This will protect your mind from prying eyes. I call it the Ring of Mind Shielding. I'm not quite sure about the accent. Maybe Greatest Mind Shielding. I don't know. It's quite an object. This other ring is completely different, and it's a cerulean colored ring, appropriately enough. There's no gemstone or anything. This allows one to walk on water. So there you go. Let's see here, and then I also have, I was told to provision a few things for the road. So here is, and he has like one of those containers that you hold multiple milk things in, and they're all healing potions. These are, they're not fantastic healing potions, but we could definitely spare them, so we figured this would help you on the road. There's 6 of them.
Awesome. Great.
And then lastly is, let's go with this. I didn't really want to give this up, but Histonia was, what's that 80s singer? Adamant.
Adamant.
And he pulls a necklace off from around his neck that you can see has 1d6 plus 3 red beads hanging from it, and hands it to you. This one be very careful with. It does not know friend from foe, and this will let you create blasts of flame, once for each bead. So be careful with it, and yes, may it serve you well. That is a necklace of fireballs. Other than that, I can't stay for too long, but I really want to I just want to hang out with for just a few more minutes, mostly because Chompers hasn't had a chance to interact with. You named them, I see.
Yes, this is Minerva.
Oh, what a darling name. And then you said this was Munchbox.
Yes, Munchbox.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. And Daisy. Oh, how nice. Look at them. They're so youthful, and they won't stay young forever, though, I don't think.
What should we know as they grow up?
Chompers was fairly old when I got him, so I this, and he just kind of points at more tongue. He does occasionally just have a different form when I wake up in the morning. I don't know why. Maybe he thinks it just suits him better. It might just be a mimic thing. I don't know.
We shall go through the wonders of mimic adolescence.
Yes.
Unguided.
Have they gotten any bigger since we got them, or are they those pretty much the same size?
They have actually gotten a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Right, like it's not a ton bigger, but you like notice when you're putting it in your pack, like it doesn't quite fit as snug anymore in like the little like spot where you're putting it or something. And so you're not sure how quickly that's going to go or at the same pace, but it's getting larger.
Would it be possible if the next service we do for Histonia, we could procure some specific items?
I suppose. I don't really handle what she's
No.
I mean,
giving.
Aldwin has a shop, right?
I do.
I mean, we could go see what Aldwin has in his shop
Yes, and I do accept trade-ins if you would like to. Maybe some of these objects aren't to your suiting. I would be glad to buy them back for a reasonable fee, of course.
I mean, I'm really just looking for some mundane armor that's slightly less
Mundane.
scuffy.
I
If you have something superior to that, I would be fascinated.
yes, I'm sure I could do better than mundane. Goodness.
Really, if you had any manner of half plate, it would be ideal. And if you don't, I understand. It's difficult to procure.
Yeah,
It's a
it's-
challenge, I'm sure.
It is of the mundane armors. It is quite difficult to create. Honestly, I would suggest a city with more of a normal populace than this one. Curios we have aplenty, but standard issue is not so standard here.
So
Very
I'm
well.
kind of interested in the Ring of Mind Shielding if no one else wants it.
I'm kind of
I don't
interested
even know why anyone would want that.
to keep
So
your
far, all of the
inside thoughts
communications have
inside.
been like really good things.
All right, Chompers, let's go. And then Chompers gives one last little tongue pet to a kid, and then they see you later.
Thank
Hope
you,
come
Alduin.
back.
It
Yes,
was
of
lovely to
course.
see you.
As was it for me.
I would be excited to have the gauntlets of ogre strength, because my strength is currently 6, and 19 is a lot more than 6. Also, then I could hit things with my sword better.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
I have very little use for strength, so
Mhm.
no fight from me.
I can just see animals if I need to be strong.
I don't understand. Why don't you just be animals?
I'm pretty sure that Drovin can be animals because he was a frog.
Yes, that's right. He was a really bad frog.
he was not very good at it. It's true.
Okay, so hear me out. I would love the ring of water walking.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And
And we're hearing you out why, though.
Yeah. Please. I mean, we're going to agree, but please explain.
I just think that I use such things very effectively. And it's really cool. And I think also I'm not very good at fighting. So having more than one escape route seems very useful to me, just to be honest. The life of a traveling band is far more exciting than I envisioned 2 months ago.
You never know when you'll have to flee across a fountain from a vengeful patron.
Just saying. This has been a much more exciting band experience than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought there would be more singing involved too.
I feel like you probably thought you were going to be with an actual band.
I mean, I understand that you all are in training, but it's a little bit more than I was expecting in terms of needing to run away and not die.
Uh-huh.
And also, I thought that more of the missions would be, like, playing in someone's garden as opposed to providing them with services. But I'm a very flexible musician. Also, hear me out. But I would love the necklace. Any damage. I think I'm intimidating. But I'm not very scary.
And it is a very pretty necklace, also.
It is a very
It
pretty
is
necklace.
very
I'm
pretty.
not
I
as
think
tied to
you
that
might-
as the water walking,
Yes,
but it
but
is very
You
pretty.
probably would wear it best.
Really? You
I
think
think so.
It
so?
would
think
look very
so.
good on you.
Yeah, she looked super dapper.
I would look super dapper.
Whereas I would just look like I'd stolen it from someone.
Oh,
Um,
man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with all of that.
okay, and then we have 6 healing potions, which hear me
Which-
out. I don't think I should have all of them, because
Which-
currently I have a lot of healing potions.
Oh, okay.
so-
I have one, and I was just gonna say that the 3 of you should take 2 each, and I'll just
That
trust you
seems
to
fair.
shove one
No,
in my
I
mouth
think-
if needed.
I think you should take 2, and then I should take 1, and we should end up with 3 in each of our inventories.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
And they're just plain healing potions. And
Yes,
searching for
number
here.
one healing potion.
Yeah, it's potion of healing under there. if you search for healing potion, you don't get anything.
Yeah,
And
and
Don't search for
don't
potions.
search under potion, like uncheck the potion thing, because it's
It's
it's a potion,
weird.
but it's not a potion.
Yes.
Oh wait, do I have?
Oh, I need to
two?
get rid of
I
my
already
potion
have
of.
two.
No, wait,
Oh,
you. I gave you my potion of Featherfall, so I need
Yes.
to delete that.
Great. I will take 2 potions.
But I bought a lot of potions.
yeah, we all bought a lot of
So I have
potions.
1,
so I
2, 3, 4, 5 potions still.
Oh, okay. We'd better distribute those then. How many did you start with, Drofen?
Which?
Potions of healing.
I was gonna take the 2. I didn't have any. I don't have any written in my current inventory. Oh, I have 1 greater,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but no regulars.
I just have.
I have 2 regulars.
Yeah, so you have 2, 2, 5, and
So I now have 2.
0.
I'll take 2.
You should take a third as well. That'd be
Okay.
3, 4, 5, and then who gets the last one?
I'll take it. Make it even 6.
I think
You
maybe
should
I
take
should
it
take
because
it.
you're
Yeah.
the healer.
Oh yeah, good
I'll
point.
take 2 here then. And
So what
bring
am I
myself to
taking,
4.
2?
Yeah, you're taking 2 and bringing yourself to 3.
No, I already had 2, so
You had
2
2?
would bring me to 4.
Okay, so it's
I
2,
thought I just had
4.
to.
No, you take 1. I'll
Okay.
take 2. Drofen takes 3.
Sounds good.
I should have had like literal objects so that you guys could track it easier. Because now I'm worried that you guys have
Yeah,
now
no,
updated all these and you've now gotten like 5 healing potions or 7 healing potions.
We've duped the healing
Yes.
potions.
This is the problem with DM side item
Yes.
tracking.
Yeah. We need those little bottles filled with D4s like they have on.
Those are
Oh,
cool. Well,
those are
Nora,
so cute. Yeah,
basically
Nora made
made
some
those.
of those, I think,
that is
too.
cool for the online campaign,
Nice.
which is meeting tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm crazy. So, very important. Are all of the items accounted for in somebody's inventory? Because I'm not going to keep track of this.
Yes, I have the gauntlets and 3 healing potions.
Don't you
Do
also have some
Did I take
strength
one?
potions?
You
that-
do.
Yeah, yes. I mean, of the
I've got
current
the
things we
necklace.
just
No,
got.
I
the
know. I'm
necklace
just
and the ring,
thinking about
yes.
if you have the gauntlets that
I
are
have the
increasing your
other
strength,
one.
maybe you pass the potions on to
Okay,
somebody
so you have the
else.
ring of mind shielding, you have the ring of water walking,
And I've got the necklace.
And
of
the
and the necklace
necklace.
fireballs. And did Lyria
Should
get
I
anything?
roll for it, or did
Just
you already roll?
heal
it?
Oh no, yeah, roll for it. 1d6 plus.
I got 1 healing potion.
We split up the other strength potions, and the one I have is 27 strength,
Is that
Okay.
1?
so it's still a big,
4 fireballs.
Four
still
of
relevant.
these.
Should we need it?
Still a lot of fireballs,
Still have the fireballs.
especially at this level.
But yeah, 9 fireballs would be
Something like
wild.
that.
That would.
Can we cast our own fireballs at this level?
Yes, but like not everyone can. Raise your hand. You can cast fireball right now.
I have a thing that is shaped like a ball and is made of fire.
Yes.
That fireball! Oh, she did it again.
Flaming sphere.
Not a ball of fire, guys. It's a flaming sphere.
It is ball shaped and it is made of fire. Same thing.
All right. So if we're done with that, I am going to remove the loot from in front of me, so I'm not thinking about it anymore.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, are we going to rent a carriage to get there faster, or are we just
We
walking
got
it?
yes. What was the logistics support we got?
Did we get any besides just?
Just the potions.
Just the potions.
Yeah.
Is that actually for this trip, or are we gonna come back? Because there was no message with them, right?
Yeah. There was no message with them. It was just basically here's some extra supplies.
Okay.
Well, that was. I was expecting more story in this quest to turn in.
Well, you
We already
didn't go
got this
inside. I mean,
Yeah.
We're expecting Estonia to come out. Or at least come yell at us from the top of the wall or something. Mm-mm.
Okay. Shall we away?
Well, should we tell him we're on? Did he run off already?
yes, he's
No,
gone.
darn it, never mind.
Yeah, no, I do have sending now. I swapped out that spell last night. So I
What does
can,
that mean for us?
that means that I can tell Estonia 25 words worth of information and receive equal back from her. But it's really expensive. So it would have to be something like, hey, we
As
plan
in
to
it's
go
a high
do the
level.
Cyprian quest. Tell us if that's still on the table. Otherwise, we'll piece out, I guess. I don't know. We should plan that. Unless you want me to just wing it. I could just wing it. I'm good at that.
Nope.
Well, it's worked out well every time so far.
Well, we
Almost every time.
yes, which one was that?
Dark red.
We only need to send her now if we want a response immediately before, and it would change our plans before leaving Forpal.
Yeah, why don't we do it on our way back?
Otherwise,
We're gonna
we
swing
can
back
just-
around this way,
Yep.
probably.
Head out and
That's what I'm thinking.
we'll send it to her before we camp for the night.
That's what I'm thinking.
Good plan. All right, let's look about renting a carriage that we're not going to make friends with this time.
Yeah, where is your old carriage?
Saltport.
Yeah. Actually, before we go on, let's ask the local gate guards if they know anything of rampaging army. If they know anything about the army and the patrol that we saw, and if it's safe to travel to the west.
I wasn't not sure I would call it safe.
I mean,
There's definitely, I think we saw some kind of checkpoint Moldway north in the direction of the Willows. I haven't been up there myself, but some of the travelers have been saying they've been shaking people down, looking for somebody or something.
do we want to go around? Remembering Illyria's map, we can go. It's long.
That's really
It's
far.
really far. Well, it's gonna be shaken down. What's the worst that can happen?
What are they? Did you find out what they were looking for or who they were looking for?
No, just that they were like checking faces.
No, I think we've got some options here. We could just like hop into the woods if we
Remind
see
me
a
where they go.
checkpoint.
true.
There's a recycling in there's a bin right behind where Jeremy is.
I suspect that we do not want to get discovered.
I just don't. I just don't trust these. What are they? Yeah. They attacked Port Salzburg for no reason.
I mean, is there
For
a
imperialist reasons, maybe.
Yeah. Is that my die? That must be my die.
That one, yeah.
It's a spin down dice. Actually, why don't we take 15 minutes? Because
Sure.
we've been going for a good chunk of time now. I'm gonna mute the stream. Anybody who's watching, just hit that scroll forward until you see my face again.
And don't forget to hit that button. And
No,
jingle
no,
that jingle.
no liking and subscribing. Don't care about that. Let's see, how do I use this? All right, I'm just going to do this.
It's not good for me to have so much
Oh, there we go. All right, we should be back. Let me make sure my camera is correct here. That's still right. Sweet. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. On our way, on our way. Okay, let's strategize about avoiding. Are we gonna hire a carriage?
Oh yeah.
If you can.
Mm.
I don't know, actually.
I don't know if
If
it's
we
a good
need-
idea to hire a carriage.
Right,
I
we
don't
want
think
to
so.
be able
If we want to be stealthy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we need to be able to hop off.
Yeah. I think we're hooking it.
Nice. Do you have any like? Okay, how long is it gonna take to hoof it?
About 2 days.
About 2 days. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. So I got distracted by the music in my head. Just
Bards.
comes out sometimes.
Yeah. Let's get going and watch. Well, there's a checkpoint somewhere. There's checkpoints, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
What is our actual cover story? I mean, our actual thing is we are on a mission to Estonia.
I mean, currently we're just going to visit. a
Yeah,
friend.
we're just
You wanna
going to see
fish
my
around?
mom.
We're
We're
6
just going
months
home.
Yeah.
and we are what, hired to protect?
Yeah,
her?
and if we can probably duck off into the woods if we wanted to, like, just go bloop. I don't know how, that probably wouldn't actually add that much time.
So you have water walk. There's a river there. I have an immovable rod, and we have a lot of rope. I think this is
Yeah,
solvable.
you think the
if we
checkpoint
need-
might be at the river?
If it is, I think we got solutions.
I was thinking it might be at the crossroads.
I'm trying to figure out how all that works together, but you have tools. I agree.
No, I hand the immovable rod to Jory. Jory walks across the river, hoops it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've got a rope tied across the river.
Which is definitely better than a tree.
It's a
Or a
pretty wide
bridge.
river.
Use a bridge.
And there is a
Anyway.
bridge where the Moldway crosses.
Not our immediate problem.
Mm-hmm.
Our immediate problem.
Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I think we just, I don't know, I mean, we're not doing anything nefarious.
No, we're escorting you home
That's right.
for protection and entertainment.
Yes.
I do have to say that it was a little bit shifty how those members of the guard, at least they're on the other side, number one, but number two, a little bit shifty how they tried to get bribed.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Not cool.
Not cool at all.
By the way, they were going to totally just leave you and try to find the gems that the giants stole until you told them that the giants were all alive and that there were a lot of them. But I totally think it's in character for Erwin to have not picked up on that subtlety.
No, not at all.
All right, great. So heading west along the road, it's actually you get to the crossroads with Port Salt Spray and don't see a checkpoint.
Okay.
When you turn north, so this is about a day into the trip. Excuse me, so much carbonation. Heading north as you're approaching the earthen bridge that crosses the waterway that the Moldway is going across, you do see that there is some sort of quickly put together checkpoint of something, of some sort, excuse me. From a pretty good distance, you can, I mean, there is no big forest, obviously obscuring the river crossing from your view, so you get to see it for quite a ways. There are some people in the checkpoint. You see a group going up ahead of you, and everyone is given kind of a thank you. Everyone is given kind of a look over as they go through. And just as the guard at Fort Bull mentioned, they're clearly checking faces.
Does anyone have a disguise kit and the ability to create half disguises?
No.
No.
Does anyone have a magical source of things that could maybe disguise someone who they might be looking for very
We have no idea
specifically?
who they're looking for.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
I mean,
looking
just
for you?
Why
on
would
a
they be looking for us?
intuition, they may be looking for me.
Why would they be looking for you, Erwin?
Don't worry about it.
But I am worried about it.
I may have taken something that they want, but they're evil, so it's actually good.
What did you take?
Myself.
Were you
Can-
their prisoner?
Care to explain?
No.
Don't care to explain. Explain anyway.
So I may have lived in their hometown,
Yes.
and they may have been like
That one?
I don't know. That word speak, and they may have been preparing me for something.
Well, what sort of a something?
Something.
I got wind that it was to summon something
Oh.
via my demise,
Okay.
and I got kind of despondent about that. I got incredibly drunk and decided to run away, and then I woke up in a carriage with y'all.
Well,
Wow. Okay. Well, you definitely want to make sure they don't recapture you then.
indeed.
Uh,
Does this explain your latent death wish?
perhaps,
if
but I
it
think
was
we.
raised for sacrifice, maybe that's why.
Yes. Were you like their captive your whole life?
Yes, that is, I believe so.
Is your sister still their captive?
In a sense,
Hmm.
is brainwashing prisoner actually?
Hmm.
It does brainwashing does imprison. That is certainly true,
I see.
and I have been there. And she may still be under the impression that what we're being raised for is good and
That's-
just.
That's horrible.
Hmm?
Well,
It is. But can't help her if I didn't help myself first.
that's true. So what do we do to get by here without them noticing you?
Well, if we have some way to disguise me so that we can just walk across the bridge, that would probably be best.
Well, yeah. I do know one thing that's not the most useful thing, except in situations like this. But I think a few of us could become invisible.
I mean, could we just loan him the ring of water walking, and he could
I mean, if
hike
you
a
can
mile or
make
two up the
But
river
what
while
if,
you
it's,
can
what if
make
it's one of
him
us that they're looking for? I don't know why it would be me.
if you can make him invisible,
But
and the rest of us are not wanted for any reason.
How many of them are there up there?
Oh, this is a pretty substantial detail. Like probably 30 people. I know where Erwin was going with that.
So I mean, we could make
Paladin, I can
Erwin
probably take them.
invisible, and the rest of us could just go through, unless anybody else has. I mean, I do still. I can make you quieter.
Yes.
You can't make him invisible. Wait, Jory has invisible. Oh yeah. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, why would it be you? Surely it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, whether or not it's actually that big of a deal, I think Erwin is clearly concerned about it, and it's plausible. And we, of course, have done nothing to give offense to these northern miscreants.
Yes, I'm the only one they might know of, even.
Yeah.
Unless they're really offended about something we did in Salt Spray. Unless
We
you
just
know
ran
them
on
and
out of
just aren't
there.
telling us something, Jory.
Not to my knowledge. They might know my parents. But I'm pretty unimportant in the grand scheme of things. I mean, I suppose we can do this. Sure. I mean,
Okay, so before you do,
Oh,
guidance.
good call. Cast the spell ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Got
Okay.
1 minute.
Invisibility.
How long does that last?
An hour.
Okay.
Pass without a trace.
Okay, so you're focusing on invisibility. You're focusing on pass without a trace
I'm focusing on guidance for 1 minute.
for a minute. Yeah, that's
Probably not gonna
probably not going to help here. But
Let's get going.
all right. So the fortification they built, the actual bridge across this river, which I actually don't think I've named, but the bridge across the river is an earthen bridge, and this is the only way that the moldway can actually grow across it with ease. So it's not made of wood or rock or anything like that. It's like hardened dirt with a rough dirt on top, and then a mold on top of that. The actual checkpoint that's been made here has like kind of walls on either side and like a little bit of a bite, so that things can't go straight through as they're going through it. So they have to kind of go like that a little bit, and then gates on both sides. So it's like gate, skew in the path, and then continue onward, all over the bridge, which is a fairly substantial bridge. As you guys are getting closer, actually, I'm just going to have everyone roll a perception check, just to get an idea of what you see when as you get closer.
Very little.
11.
Also 11.
9.
That is the most middling rolls
So
as a party.
I mean, to be fair, I'm invisible. All the light's passing straight through my eyes.
Yeah, so you get about 300 feet away, and you get a feeling for like, okay, there's like 2 guys on each side of the gate. So on this side and on the other side, there are kind of a raised palisade type thing with a walking path. All this stuff is made out of wood, just kind of plopped on top of it. And some other people, archers at the top of this, about 4 of those. There are, you occasionally see people moving in and out, just to give you an idea that there's definitely a good chunk of other people in the area. And there is, against the wall, like the outer of the walls are basically wanted posters with writings and faces on them. There are 3 posters on there. From where you're currently at, whether or not one of them looks like Erwin is hard to see, especially with those perception checks. So it's been like, let's say 5 minutes since you cast your spells and got closer, and maybe 10 minutes because you probably would have cast it when you're a bit away, so it was not
Was
as-
it 4 of us than 3 of us walking
Yeah,
towards them?
exactly.
Yeah. Can we be like in a triangle with like Jory at the front and then Erwin in the middle and then you and me on the back
Oh, yeah.
corners?
So no one accidentally walks into Erwin.
Yeah, basically just like surround him.
Sure.
Okay. And you approach, and you have these all wearing Bone Lord's colors, and there's a pair of fairly bored-looking guards that are standing at the front, and they hail you as you approach.
Are we close enough now to see the posters?
Yes, as you get closer, I would like. I think I'm going to make an insight check for people trying to discern the posters.
18.
22.
9.
Critical failure.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Okay. Just side of the table, take a moment. Over here, Illyria, you recognize one of the posters as probably a picture of Erwin. It's not great quality,
Okay.
but you know it's got some of the features there, sort of the dark brooding tone, the alabaster skin, yada yada yada. The eyebrows, definitely the eyebrows. You don't recognize either of the other 2.
Okay.
Erwin, you recognize the second one of the posters as one of the family of the Bone Lord, a woman named Tabitha Stern. Yes. So that is the information that you guys have on the posters. The third person is just some random-looking woman that neither of you guys believe that you've seen before.
Tabitha, she lived up in the castle?
Yes.
Okay.
And Stern as in the same the
Clan Stern.
Clan Stern. One of them.
Hold your horses, hold your horses. We just need to do a quick check here. First of all hail to the endurance of the Bone Lord.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hail the Bone Lord.
Right, yeah. Okay, not exactly passing with flying colors. Now, Lord Stern has decided to take control of this road going north and south. As you might know, this particular checkpoint, don't worry, we're not going to take your valuables. We just
Particular checkpoint.
we are just looking for any of these three people here. He walks over next to a picture of the third woman, the one you guys don't recognize whatsoever. And it's a woman with kind of surprisingly large eyes, almost like cat eyes, and scraggly brown hair, and rounded ears. Now this one over here, this lady, and just goes to each one of you in turn. You man, have you seen this lady before?
Never.
Okay. What about you, sir?
Nope.
And you, sir?
Nope.
All right, great. Let's go on to picture number 2. This one, I was pointing at the one that I mentioned was Tabitha Stern. Looks at Illyria. Ma'am, have you seen this lady before?
No.
Is the way blocked forward across the
It
bridge?
is.
Okay.
Right. So, like I said, it's like, yeah, it's got a thing to the side, and you would have to do some pretty crazy running. You don't, yeah. Anyways, looks over at Jory, and you, sir. Does this woman?
No.
Are you sure? It sounds like you're not sure.
I don't know. They're kind of hand drawings, but not as far as I know.
Listen, not all of us are fantastic artists, okay?
No. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just
I
saying
copied
that
these from the original, and it's as freaking good as I can do. All right.
it's just. I mean, I've seen a woman with hair like that before, which means it's a good rendition of hair. It's a good rendition of hair. My apologies.
And you notice that like all of these don't have like they go down to here, and there's no like other details, and they're all like turned to the right in the same direction. All right, and you, sir, have you seen this woman before?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Last one. Ma'am, have you seen this lad?
No, I don't believe I have.
Who
Roll deception.
are these people? Are they dangerous?
I'm gonna roll that again. With a different die. That's better. 19.
Ooh, okay. Sure you haven't seen this guy before?
Yes, I haven't seen it.
Okay. And you, sir, have you seen this fellow before?
Again with the hair. I'm just saying. Like, it's
Please,
good.
I do not require notes. I just want to know if this is a person that you have seen before.
I don't think so.
Roll deception.
That's not deception. You said I didn't have insight.
Oh, you didn't recognize it. Right. That's correct.
I mean, they're hand drawn. I think I think the person who drew these has a lot of potential as an artist. Honestly.
Well, the person who drew this, maybe we'll think about that in the future. Now, you, sir, have you seen this fellow before?
I failed my own side. I haven't seen any of these before. I don't think so. I don't think Who
Sure.
are these people? Are they dangerous? Should we watch out for them?
These,
Is there a reward?
there is in fact a reward.
How much?
10,000 gold pieces for each one, alive. Alive.
Alive.
Yes.
Is there
I mean, that's
a lesser reward also on offer?
If they're dead, no, they're
What if we? Okay.
useless to us dead. All right.
Right.
Okay.
10,000 gold.
What did they do?
Okay,
Wow.
10,000 gold. Do you have any copies of the drawings that we could take with us?
Okay, now roll persuasion. I want to see
I
it.
mean, that's a lot of gold. And is there also any reward for information about them?
I believe a lesser reward, maybe, if it directly leads to the apprehension of these particular folks.
Persuasion? 14.
14. I did make a second copy.
Amazing.
Now, you're not just pulling my chain here, right?
No, I mean, no, I think 10,000 gold is quite a lot.
All right,
We're
yeah.
traveling.
Well, that is exactly. I admit why we're doing this. You're the first person that's actually wanted a second copy. Most people just say no, and then we move on. Although there was a woman
I
here.
mean, it's not obligatory. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that it's a lot of money.
And sir, these are very dangerous people. They're very dangerous and very valuable to the family. Seems they run off with some valuables
Family.
for the Stern clan. So
Thieves.
thieves, the worst kind. Anyways, here you go. He like pulls out a little satchel. I'm like, now this one I was having fun, so I kind of signed on the back. Don't. This one that. Take it. See that
Thank
one's
you,
like
sir.
got like a coffee stain on it.
I take a look at the signature and I'm like, that's a nice signature.
Yeah, it's completely indecipherable.
As are all the best signatures.
And this one, here you go. I was doing a little something with shading. I don't know if it was working.
I see you're working with crosshatch.
Yeah, I guess that's what it's called. I just thought like if I had some like that and some like that, it would work good. Anyways, please, I don't need notes, but I'm glad you appreciate it. Now, here's the deal. We're on this road. You come north, we're going to talk to you. You come back south, we're going to talk to you again. I've got a keen mind. I remember everyone that comes here. And if you come back and your story is all of a sudden crazy and different, right? I'm going to know.
Why would it be different?
Because you're not telling the truth. I got a feeling someone here is hiding something. Might be you. Might be you. Could definitely be you. Watching you, sir. Now, head on through, and you will be escorted. Don't even think of reaching for your arms, or you will be put down.
Wouldn't dare.
Okay. And so, basically, like a cadre
I
of like,
turn and I'm like, he seems competent.
Very.
cadre of like 6 people, like all kind of surrounds you, and they take you through this pathway. You guys are struggling to maintain triangle formation around Irwin, who you can't see, by the way. So actually, just for
Irwin?
funsies, I would like Irwin to make, I think, just a straight dexterity check.
Dexterity check, not a saving.
Not a saving throw, just a check.
What is that's just plus dex? Okay.
Yeah, just plus dex.
11.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. I would like you to add a bardic inspiration to that. Please roll a d8.
Is that a spell?
I don't.
You're supposed to cast the bardic inspiration first, so you could have done that.
Oh, you're right. I keep thinking of cutting words.
Yeah, cutting words reduces a thing
For
that
10
someone else
minutes.
does. Bardic
Right, I'm sorry.
inspiration gives
You're
a
right,
bonus
you're
in
right.
the
Cutting
future.
words is the reaction. Bardic inspiration is the bonus.
It's
my,
cool.
my
It's cool.
apologies.
They both cost an inspiration die, which so it's kind of confusing. Okay, so you roll 11. That is basically average. So you manage to not trip or stumble on any of your friends as you invisibly walk next to them, and because you realize that it's all on you. They can't see you to make sure that you don't bump into anything. Maybe they're kind of like doing other stuff. I would also like you to make a stealth check,
Okay.
You get a plus 10 on it.
and you have disadvantage. Oh, you have straight roll because you're invisible.
Yeah, straight roll because I'm invisible. 28.
28. Excellent. So Jory's leading the group, and you are stepping where Jory steps. So there's not an extra set of tracks that you're leaving. And as far as, maybe even the rest of you are a little bit worried. But
It's
you,
never been this quiet before.
Although it's true.
you make your way through the checkpoint, come out on the other side with a new handful of papers, and same guard who's been with you the entire time was escorting you through, and leans over and he says, "Hey, if you're looking for bounties, there is one more that we've been working on, but."
I pull out my sheets of paper.
I don't have a drawing or anything, but just know there's also a large bounty. I don't know exactly what it is because it's not my job, but there's a large bounty for a wind witch that lives north of here. or at least that's what we believe them to be. We've been looking high and low. Yeah, Wind Witch, some sort of nasty spell slinger of some kind. But yeah,
What's the bounty?
I don't know exactly the amount, just that it's got a lot of people salivating for it. So there's you might encounter some groups of the Bone Lord's men looking for this Wind Witch.
What did this Wind Witch do?
It's a Wind Witch. They do bad things to people
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're witches.
Is the bounty payout the same, dead or alive?
This one I'm not sure about. I think it's probably as big as
Important
that
detail.
dead. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's an important detail. Listen, it's not my purview. I just thought I'd be a nice guy. You were very professional and
Appreciate.
upfront as well. I was passing through there, and then I'll give you a little extra information.
Appreciate.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyways, have yourselves a good day, and may the Bone Lord's endurance be with you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
with you. Right.
Also with you.
I flick them off.
Awesome.
Did you say that they were yellow? The Bone
Yellow
Lords?
and
Gold and black.
Gold and black.
Yes. I might have said yellow, not gold.
Everyone who wears yellow says it's gold.
Listen, bub. This ain't a yellow spandex. It's gold. That's my Wolverine impression. Thank you very much. I will be not taking requests.
Alrighty. So we're continuing along this mole bay. Now we're past.
Yes. So you get past, and night falls, and at about this time, Jory, you receive a voice in your ear.
Oh, I had a thought. Anyway, but go on.
And the voice is, "This is Hestonia. Thank you for your good work. Will you be traveling to the next point after this?"
Yes, that's our plan.
We want to elaborate since it's
Oh,
specific.
to
Ciparon.
Ciparon. And I'm also going to speak out loud and say that I'm getting a message. Yes, our plan is after this visit that we would head to Ciparon.
A few moments go by, and then you hear another message, once again, this time from Estonia. On arrival in Ciparon, please do be aware of potential mind-based dangers. That's the only information I have.
Okay.
You may respond to this message.
Do you know that's all the information I have?
Yeah, presumably you would still remember like all of the details that we got about the quest that I've completely
Yes.
blanked on
Yeah.
because
Okay,
of
well, let me
6 months.
refresh you guys as
Yeah.
the DM to the players then.
Okay.
Ciparon, they were had a group of like Estonia's men that traveled through there. They weren't going there, and they said that the people there were abnormally happy, to the point that it may have noted or necessitated additional investigation.
Nobody's that happy in the Feywild.
Because they're affable, friendly, insular, and somewhat fishy. And they farm cattle.
That's true. They also farm cattle. This is where it's good that you keep notes, because I don't always remember exactly all the details I give you.
Cool. Does anybody have any questions on that before we accept the quest?
Press
Is that
F4
a
to
button
accept
that
the
we
question. Yes.
press?
Set as active
Look at it
quote
and click.
A little exclamation disappears over
over the head of the.
over Estonia's head back and forth.
Yeah, it turns into a question mark that's grayed out.
No, it's good that you got that ring that Erwin's wearing then.
Yeah, that is actually really fortunate.
It doesn't even already have a soul in it.
Yeah.
What is fortunate about having that? Do you think they were using mind magic at the bridge?
No, up ahead.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've been saying
We,
this out loud.
we were
Yeah.
just warned that there were mind-based dangers.
Right.
Okay, I am going to ask, let's see, Ciparon is here. Okay, that'll be easy.
Yeah, that's where we're going this way.
Except that these guys are from up here. I am going to ask if they know what we should do about the bone lord and checkpoints and etc. If there's anything that we can say or do to ease our passage
Okay.
there.
The spell accepts 25 words of question.
Okay. I'm going to say thank you. Anything we should know about the bone lord, or
Bone Lord.
Yes,
I don't think I was over 25 words with that as
Okay.
a question.
You're at 11.
It was just
You're at 11 so far.
Okay.
anything we can do to ease our passage.
After a few more minutes,
19.
response comes in. Last casting. Avoid Bone Lord wherever possible. Very dangerous. Goons not too smart.
Nice. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay.
12 words.
All right. No response.
Well, it's good to know.
Do I get a free response to like say thank
Yes.
you? Okay. Thank you. We'll check in after.
Did we tell her we're stopping at the Willows?
We did. We left a
Okay.
message at the town.
Yes,
Okay.
that's true. Okay. So you're probably like, when the sun has gone down, and it is probably, you could probably push through if you wanted to, but you'd arrive very late.
Do you want to push through? It's your mother.
I mean, I'm pretty anxious to get there and see her. I was waiting for an opportune time to go, and so I don't know how long it's been since my uncle sent the letter, so
It's been something like 3 weeks, I think. at this
yeah,
point.
it's been a while.
Okay, very fair. I am curious. So as we I think we should continue unless there's a good reason not to. No ways
If
or
you're all feeling
fast.
alright, I'm up to it.
we've got night vision and things like that. That doesn't extend super far ahead, but yours does. Much further than most. Any dissent on that?
Carry on.
Yes.
All right, so you guys,
As we carry on, I do want to take this opportunity to ask more about your backstories, people that I've been traveling with and actually accepted about bandmates, because I keep learning confusing things, like
well.
you're not actually musicians.
Wait, did you think we were musicians this whole time?
I mean, we
I
call
thought that
ourselves
you-
the Jongoliers.
I thought you wanted to become musicians,
I mean,
or
other
were
people
my
call us
genuine
jongleurs,
apprentices.
and we just didn't disabuse them of that notion.
Hey Tom, how's it going?
Awesome.
You're coming for bowls?
Yeah.
What are the bowls that we speak about?
They're Corningware clear bowls. They're
Well, that's one way to go about it. I was trying to come up with a way in character, but that works too.
They were being that pretty, but they were very cool. Oh, perfect. Oh, those are yours. Okay, ideal. They even have their lids with them then. This is Tom. He's great. Hi, Tom.
hi Tom.
Hello.
Yeah.
Asking about backstories.
Asking about backstories, because I don't know. I guess I'm getting the impression like my first few months of just being a musician weren't as interesting as this. And although I love like the band life, and maybe all the bards have. I don't know. I've never been a traveling bard before, and so maybe this is like the type of adventures that we have like all the time. Bye, Tom. Happy Saturday. It's pretty exciting to realize that like the bard's life is this cool. A bit more dangerous than I was expecting.
Where else do they get the stories from? I think this is exactly how it is for all bards.
That makes sense now.
The successful ones, anyway.
And I was just gonna say, I am so sorry. I did not mean to trick you into thinking I was a musician. I am definitely not.
Well, no, I realize that. But you have aspirations.
No.
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 I mean, I'm not against it, I suppose. I just never considered it. I mean, other than
Only for a
Also, in animal form, you could be excellent staged comic relief. Have you considered that?
certainly. I mean,
Jothan definitely can do that.
potentially I could become a songbird, I suppose. Like literally.
Wow.
But not yet. I haven't quite figured out how wings work.
Some comic relief and song. There we go. But I'm getting sidetracked. This is my thought. I just like apparently you might be a wanted man.
I'm also good at dance,
You seem to
as we've
be
established.
like
Yes,
a
we
grassroots
did
hero.
You
You're
got
very
me
good at
exactly.
dance.
I'm exactly what I appear to be there. Just out trying to help these people.
I believe I've spoken with you a little bit about this in the past, where your village suffered a terrible tragedy, and that inspired you on the path of a hero, and you're gonna definitely get a
We
song
just-
for that.
Saved people. We saved the Cerulean Outpost together.
We
did.
did. That's
That's-
true.
That's what I'm here to
Remind
do.
me, did you tell us like what the terrible tragedy of that happened to your village?
I think
was?
I did.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
What was the terror? You?
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Out of character, can you remind us? Because I
Can
don't
you
remember.
remind us? Because I'm very curious.
Bandits, murder.
Got it. Did you ever catch or find out those bandits?
Not all of them.
Some of them are still out there.
Some of them are still out there, and there was just the last few had come back to see if there's anyone still there, and
Do you have any clues as to where they might be, or any leads?
I don't remember. I don't remember where I grew up even.
Aww.
Maybe it was Sarah. Or Spurl. Spurl sounds nice.
That's funny.
Okay,
Well, maybe
well-
someone will recognize you as we go through. That's such a sad story.
It is.
And you, sir, you seem to be some sort of priest that also gets into fights and is running away from a scary bone lord.
Yes.
What else can you tell us about this? About the Bone Lord and the clan and this horrible situation you were raised in.
Oh, they're horrible. I'm not the only one. They are evil and are trying to raise something, but they kept me ignorant of the details.
Interesting. But it seems like you're up for hire, and you do have skills as a dancer.
I'm just trying to get away.
Just imagine you dancing in your armor.
No, I'm just trying to get away and stay hidden.
I see. And how do you feel about us going north back toward the Bone Lord?
Directly back towards.
Not great, but I feel better about my odds with this group than alone.
That's so sweet.
Well, we'll do everything we can to keep you from that.
And yourself?
Well, I mean, we're going to see my home, and you'll get to meet my mother, and you'll get to meet my uncle. I mean, my mom taught me everything I know about, nature magic, and my uncle is a fantastic cartographer. He taught me how to create maps and all about geography, and he's been all over. He just had such incredible stories, and I wanted to see some of it outside of on paper.
Which is why you were up for hire for Estonia
Yes.
as you were traveling. Oh,
Yes.
That's nice. Lovely. Well, that makes me feel much better.
What about you?
Oh, I'm from Celebos.
You are.
And as you know, quite noble.
Yes.
My father and mother are very important, and my eldest siblings are also very important.
Wait, so do
I'm
you
not.
know
I have many older siblings.
what was his name? Trav. Trav. So do you know Trav?
No? I don't think so.
Not
Yes,
personally.
yes,
Travidus
right.
was the Lord of Celebos.
Oh, not personally. No. I'm not important enough. My parents had many children. I'm the youngest, so there was no real reason for them, in the end, to really pay that much attention to me.
Oh. How many siblings do you have?
Yes, I am one of.
What are their names and all of their personalities?
I made that. I have 7 brothers and sisters. I am number 8.
Oh my gosh. What a huge family.
Huge family. Yes. much bigger, I think, than they originally expected. But you know, they were busy. They had important things to do, and they got me the post as Jory of the Jungleers.
Well, that sounds so fun.
Yes. And there's just something I can't remember. It reminds me of the thing I forgot, but I don't know why. Anyway,
Huh.
so that's me.
Fantastic.
On into the willows.
That's for you, Jory.
Thanks.
Thanks for pushing the role play button. I love it.
I didn't know candy came out.
Candy does in fact come out. So you're pushing forward. It's getting pretty late.
We should probably camp.
You just decided not
We just
to.
decided
Yeah.
Onwards! We're going onwards to the willows.
Yeah, but we don't
Yes.
want to get
Produce claim.
exhausted.
There, I've got some light.
So
Onwards to the willows.
as you would expect, the trees become less and less the standard, like carnivorous ones that you expect throughout the Feywild, and start to turn into bigger, willowy types of trees that obviously this area is named for. Now, the willows are they have sort of like reddish green leaves that come down on their tresses, so it kind of always looks a little bit autumny. And it's a very distinct shift in color. And these willows also have flowers that bud out from them, and they tend to be on the lower parts of the branches. So it's kind of got like thump and then bloop, up there. And the flowers themselves are generally white or pastel pink or pastel yellow. So they're just a very like pretty, like very homey type of atmosphere. The terrain becomes a little bit more flattened out, and you get near to what Illyria, you realize is sort of the edge of the willows. And this is a fairly large community. It's not like a tightly knit town, so there's kind of like a loose bordery type thing of like a knee-high wall of wood. That kind of runs through a bit of a clear spot between some of the trees, but there's no like gate or security checkpoint or anything like that, and there's just like side paths that lead off to small farms or small little groups of buildings that might be commerce related or town related. It's much more spread out. A great place for a kid to grow up because you get to just kind of run all over the place and you're always kind of close to somewhere fairly safe. Because you have a specific destination in mind, I'm assuming that Illyria is probably going to just be leading you to your family home in the Willows. The wind has kind of picked up as you get closer to home, and it's causing all of the draping branches of the willow trees to swish back and forth, and activates the smells of the trees, which gives it a very sappy, very pollenic feel. And you come to the small wooden fence that you've seen so many times before and has gotten shorter as you've gotten taller. And you recognize your home. If you want to, you could describe it for us. But you don't have to.
Well, I guess there would be like a large garden, and it's just a modest, kind of almost farm home, kind of at the edge of town, so that there's more wilderness right basically out the back door.
Okay. And it's got a nice backyard area that you can see when you're approaching. You recognize your uncle Beldor is working in the garden near the front. He's planting some stuff up.
At night.
Yes. at 2 in the morning.
Just-
No.
He has insomnia.
Let me back up.
Night shift
Moving away from the
harvest.
picturesque sunset I had in my head to
Well, I mean, if he's a druid
darker.
too, maybe he has some reason to be out there at night.
So there's a
I'm
little
not
bit of a
bird.
puff of smoke coming from a chimney in the place, and you do not see your uncle out in the but you almost think you do because of how many times in the past you've seen him there.
Yes.
The scene is yours.
All right, so I'll just here it is. It's my home, and I'll just go up to him.
There's a kind of a thud sound, and then door opens, and you see Veldor looking kind of concerned. He opens it a crack at first, and then immediately flings it wide open when he sees you.
Uncle!
Illyria! Oh,
so
my
good
little
to
compass
see
rose!
you.
It's so good to
Oh.
see you. Oh, I can't believe I was so worried.
Oh,
I did not think that my message came to you. I was so it was.
how is Mama?
We'll get to that in a second. I just want to hug you for just a moment, if that's okay.
Of course.
Okay. And he pulls you close, and he's like, you're not used to him not being like at the same height as you yet, so like you feel like you should be wrapping around his belly, but you're wrapping around his shoulder. And so he pulls you close, and he kind of opens his eyes after a moment and looks at the rest of you, and like, could you just quickly tell me about your friends?
Of course, yes. Uncle, these are my friends. This is Drofin,
Okay.
and this is Jory,
Leader of the band.
and this is Erwin. And they have been traveling with me. We've been traveling together for
Okay,
a while.
all right.
They're wonderful.
I hope they're a good sort, and I hope they're treating you well.
They are.
And they've I'm so glad to know that you have not been doing this alone. Your mom, well, she's not doing so great. Listen, come in. And he kind of leads you inside, and inside is the campfire, the fireplace, and there's some burning logs and smoke coming out of it. You can smell some vegetable stew that's probably been put on the stove and is just being kept warm. And there's a rocking chair in front of the campfire, or the fireplace, with your mom. And as you approach, Veldor calls out and says, Kiri, there's someone here to meet you. And your mom turns to look, and she looks at your face, and there's no sign of recognition.
Mama?
She has her better days and her worst days, but she's been kind of. I'm not sure. I can't really explain it now, but she's kind of been losing some of it, some of her past.
I'm going to go kneel next to her chair and just take her hand in my hand. Mama, it's me.
Oh, you seem like a nice young lady.
It's Illyria. It's me,
Oh,
your daughter.
it's a pretty name, Illyria.
When did this start? I'm asking.
Yeah, it seemed to. It was hard to say exactly when. She kind of forget a thing or two, and you don't know if that's a thing or if it's just she forgot it, But it started to become real noticeable about 6 months ago, and about 2 months ago was when I realized that I don't think she should be going outside anymore because she was getting lost a lot. And that's when I decided to send you that message. I'm so sorry. She was still a little bit with it before. Now I don't know.
Have you sent for anyone? Has anyone seen her?
I've tried things. I think for this night we should just be comfortable in each other's presence, and we can talk about it on the morrow. It is very late. Would you like some warm stew? I have some turnip stew.
That would be great.
Okay,
Thank
all right.
you.
Yeah, all right.
So, given that I am trained in medicine, would I know what this is, or if there's a cure?
Roll me a medicine check. That is a good point. And if anybody else is trained in medicine,
All right.
I'm not trained in it,
18 plus 7.
but I haven't.
Unless it's a
So
magic
it's 25.
25. Okay.
25.
That's a really good roll. So you have never heard of an elf, which Kiriala is, of getting this ailment. This is a human ailment that is only happens to humans. That is basically Alzheimer's, so it's very puzzling that an elf would be suffering from this.
Okay, I pull Illyria aside and relay that. Yeah, I wonder if there's maybe a magical cause or if there was exposure to humans. Like, I don't think it's transmissible, but in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
So in the home, there is Illyria's old bedroom, which is basically kept exactly like it was when you left. It's actually fairly clean. Someone's been cleaning it fairly regularly. It's got a little desk. There's some like mapping supplies there. There's a couple of pictures that were a little too large for you to actually bring with you, like drawings of you with your mom and stuff that are like as you settle into it. There's the feeling of sadness of this situation, but it's kind of being just slightly dulled by that feeling of homeness. For the rest of you, this is a comfortable home, right? They don't have like a guest bedroom. You're shown to like some kind of loft in the back where there's some extra like where Veldor has like bunched up some straw and stuff for you guys to climb into. It doesn't look as comfortable as maybe some of the beds you've been into, but it also looks very clean and homey, right? It's that feeling that you get when you sleep in like your grandmother's bed at a reunion or something, where it's like it's not your home and it's got a little bit of weirdness to it, but it still feels homey. Is there anything you guys want to do before we take a long rest?
I'm just
Yes.
going to druid craft my mom's favorite flower and present it to her.
Okay. She's like kind of following the wall on her way to her bedroom. And she goes, "Oh, that's so pretty, darling. That's so wonderful."
Do you remember gathering these together in the woods when I was a child?
I almost just, but I don't. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. Okay.
Good
And
night.
she's like, "Good night." And she leaves you. Anything else, or do we want to rest?
I'd like to make ascending. Well, I'd like to walk outside and make
Okay.
ascending.
So it's very windy outside. It's decently chilly. Moon is pretty large in the sky. Clouds partially obscuring the sky, but not the moon. Go ahead.
But no butterflies out at
No
this
butterflies this time of night.
I see it out there in the light.
I think there will probably be butterflies in the garden tomorrow during the day, though.
What would you like to send, Erwin?
I would like to send a message to my father.
Okay. Do you want to tell everyone the message, or do you want to Discord me the message?
No, I will. People can hear the message
Okay.
here, but their characters obviously won't,
Okay. That's
because it's
fine.
all happening mentally. So I think it would be something like, "Hello, Father. I see that you're looking out for me. You'll never find me. You almost caught me at Salt Spray. The Towerpin Forest is beautiful this time of year. Soon I'll be beyond your grasp forever.
A moment later, you receive a message back. Your blood is mine. Your body is mine. Your life is mine. And your death will be mine."
This is very dramatic.
That's all.
Okay. Ooh, I want to give you inspiration too. That was cool. I don't have another token, but there it is.
Very cool.
I want a handful of those. Actually, I guess I only need 4.
Yeah.
No.
Worst case scenario. Cool. Once again, anything else before bed?
Nope.
Okay.
Role played out.
I'm gonna. Yeah, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Seems nice here.
Okay. You all tuck in to your various different arrangements. Where you have your own bedrooms. The rest of you guys are kind of making do with what Valder's put together for you real quick.
It's gonna take me a while to fall asleep as I have kind of been avoiding thinking about mom's illness until now, since we've been doing stuff, and now it's kind of all hitting up.
Yeah,
Having
when you're
trouble.
lying in bed, there's no escaping the thoughts.
Yeah, Drogon's having trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
Can't figure out. Moon. Always a problem. But why some creepy, shadowy, evil guy in a space rock that we didn't even know existed felt so familiar? That's just weird, man. Has he been watching us the whole time? Is that why the moon bothers me?
All
This
right.
is pretty good.
No more shadowy backstories here.
This seems like a nice place. I feel pretty bad for Illyria, but I'm real tired.
Yeah. Sleep we do.
All right.
Everybody's so brutal. I mean, not you. Maybe you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Erwin's a little concerned that the reward is so large, but
It's very high.
Who you calling broody?
seriously.
All right, guys, go ahead and press that long rest button
Nice.
on your thing. You are woken up, however, by the sound of slamming fists on the front door and yelling, "Open up! Open up! Open up in the name of the Bone Lord!"
Jeez, man.
Valdor, like, what? Sorry. Let me just, what? He's like slipped into some kind of like comfy-ish robe, and
I'm just gonna grab him before he heads to the door,
What?
just really quietly. This army has been out on the roads and they're looking for my friend, and it's bad. Just why would you tell him that? Because they're gonna show him a picture.
Maybe.
Just
Picture's not that good.
you haven't seen that.
you have been having more adventures than I realized, but just stay there. I'll deal with
But
it.
just
Okay.
you haven't seen it.
So he goes over to this, cracks open the door. Look, hello, my name is Veldor. We have reason to believe that the Wind Witch, the Wither Wind, resides here. Open up, and we're going to search the place. And that's where we're going to quit for today.
Mama Wind Witch.
This year.
Brutal.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
remember, content like this is supported by you.
No. Literally not. All right, I'm going to stop the stream, and then we can just chit chat for a bit.